Yeah.
1 year. Yeah.
AP on the HGH, man.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure. It
That
looked
nigga,
like it.
that nigga ageless.
Nah, man. AP, look, when he was in Oklahoma, I knew he was different. When he broke his collarbone,
Facts.
Oh my
Facts.
God.
later,
Facts.
Yeah.
do that.
I was like, they don't. You can't
Exactly.
do that.
For everybody else, that's a season.
You can't have everybody.
Huh?
I mean,
What'd you
can't
say,
have
Shelton?
every skill. I said when I saw him in college, I was like, ain't no way you can be that strong and fast.
Man, I loved him in Oklahoma.
Yeah. And when I saw him in college, I knew he was a different breed, bro.
Yes, sir.
The Bears.
Yeah, him and Ricky Williams were like two college running backs. So I was like, wait a minute, something.
Mm-hmm.
They are another level.
Who?
Yeah, Ricky was another one. Like,
Yeah, Ricky Williams.
As soon as I saw him, I said he different.
There's a lot of college running backs I thought were on a different level. Like I thought Reggie was just out of this world. Like I thought Reggie was an alien, man. Like I was just like, yo, how are you just that fast and elusive? Like,
yeah, Ricky was good, and Reggie, you right about
the only
Reggie.
other person,
but there's never been another AP. He was Herschel Walker's the only other person comparable to Ape in the career. Like Ricky got a ton of carries. Adrian Peterson was doing something spectacular almost every play.
You know who I thought was going to be a beast that I was wrong about? Lawrence Maroney. Remember Lawrence Maroney?
I remember him in Minnesota. University of Minnesota.
But they ran him to the ground though in Minnesota though. He was getting like 300 carries in college.
Who was his backup? His backup made it to the league too.
Yeah.
Let me look him
He
up.
messed up his knee playing volleyball.
Yep. And it was
But
a
he
wrap.
was nice though. Mm-hmm. He was good. All right. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got FIFO 24/7.
What it do?
BZ 430.
What up, though?
Nikki Duce. And on the screen, you guys see Shelton J.
What's happening?
And he's back.
And my daughter crying in the background. What up, everybody?
This is the other way around. They come at Daddy, you okay?
I was feeling the same way on Sunday, for real. Yeah. What's good, everybody?
Hey, man, you see, I'm not laughing at your jets because my lines is no different. So I'm.
Oh my God, man.
I can't.
Let's start the show positive, man. Let's settle in before we get to that, man.
Yeah, but real quick, man, for all the new viewers and people that don't know, man, go ahead and just kind of let everybody know what you're doing, where they can find you.
Any given Sunday, like the fellas mentioned, new podcast. I've been taking a little bit of a break because I'm working on some things, but coming back real soon. In the next 2 weeks, I'll drop a new episode. But yeah, man, dope podcast. Y'all should check it out. It's on, of course, the Dead End Podcast Network, along with a host of other shows. So yeah, check that out, man. It's dope.
All right, man. A lot has happened. We're in a game 7 between the Clippers and the Jazz. And tonight, right now, we have on the iPad the Celtics and the Heat. The score is 110 to 108 in OT. Jason Tatum made a big clutch free throw, and they're fighting for this game 1. So it looked like it's going to be a dogfight. And then, of course, the NFL kicked off as well. So a lot to discuss there. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button on the show, man, and share the show and any crazy takes with your friends and cohorts. So, all right, man, let's go ahead and get into it.
And all I want to know, or all I want to say is, I want to be known as AKA I'm always right about NBA playoff basketball. I'm just saying. Mostly. The hashtag is always. The hashtag is always in real life.
At least you're not Ken calling for a Rockets sweep after game 1.
Wait,
I ain't gonna let you live on that one.
when did I do that?
You said this. You didn't say sweep, but you said the Rockets might win this series.
Oh, I said, yeah. I mean, I just call it how I see it, man. I just call it how I see it. I said they could beat the Lakers.
Come on, Ken.
That was it.
Come on, Ken.
Before a dead clock is right twice a day.
but I'm right more than twice. I'm right way more than twice.
Except about Luka. You got Nick.
I guess it was underwhelming.
Nick, your mic is off.
You can't hear Nick?
Can't turn these off.
No, it don't.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't even know Nick was talking.
Hold on. It might be.
Nick sound like he off camera. Like he
I
just in
think
the background.
people turn Nick's mic off.
It's the zone.
Oh yeah, no. All right, so y'all wait until now to tell me this shit.
Well, he was talking.
I didn't even realize he wasn't talking.
Hold on.
Talk, Nick.
Talk, Nick.
What's up?
Nick sounded like he behind the camera.
Yo.
All right, hold on. I got you.
Gotta love technology.
What's going on?
There he is.
There you
There
go.
he is.
All right.
What up? Can y'all hear me?
What's good? We can hear you.
Yo.
Now Ken got to do all the intros over again and everything.
Nah, we just gonna run it. This is great content. We just run it back.
Yo. This is your mic. Yo.
I see. Wait, no, it's 4%.
Yo. Which one is me? Which one is
yo.
me? Say something, Nick.
What's going on?
Yo. Y'all can hear me, Shelton, Manny?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
Yep.
Say something, Nick.
What's up?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think we good.
All right, cool.
I'm about to say you can't forget the most important voice on this show. Goddamn it, shit.
Hey, Harley Ray said your mic don't work because your takes be trash.
Yeah, I just gotta tag this shit. Anyway, all right, we back.
Oh yeah, but speaking of, we were talking about the Rockets and Lakers, that series, and I felt like it was underwhelming towards at least the last couple games.
It was what to be expected. The
Yeah.
Lakers are a better team. I kept saying it even in the previous series. James Harden is what we thought he is. He folds under pressure.
Facts.
Russell Westbrook is too mentally unstable
Facts.
to be a real championship contender.
None of this is new. Like
It's
none of this is not new
D'Antoni
ground.
don't make no adjustments.
No adjustments
they play
at all.
one way.
Yep.
So what the hell you expect?
You
and
get-
then they small ball against AD.
Against
Hey.
AD.
What's the definition of it?
bro.
What's the definition of insanity?
Huh?
What's the definition of insanity?
Intended?
Insanity.
Oh, insanity.
Yeah, do the same
Being
thing.
the same thing.
No, FIFO, he quit that series. He quit before he quit.
You talking about D'Antoni?
D'Antoni, yes, he did. He was on the sideline, arms folded, chilling.
Nah, don't blame D'Antoni on this one. Like I'm tired of it. Don't you always wonder how? James Harden apologists are worse than even LeBron apologists, bro. Because it's getting sickening now. Like it's the coach's fault. It's Chris Paul's fault. It's the Warriors are too good. Oh, he's tired. Oh, he's so tired from having to carry the Rockets through the entire season. It's Dwight Howard's fault. I mean, you running out of people to blame, bro. You running out of people to blame.
I've been saying that. You preaching, Manny. I've been saying that, man. Why you think I think these niggas gonna get traded?
I'm so over James Harden, man. Every single year, it's the same thing. All these stat geeks get on Twitter and tell you how James Harden is the greatest player ever created and how his efficiency rate. I don't care about the 60-point triple doubles. I don't care about all the step back threes and all the flashy moves. I don't care. What does this man do in crunch time? What does he do in big spots? 2012, he killed the Thunder in that finals. Killed them. Horrible. 2013 in the first round, he was outplayed by a third-year Damian Lillard, like consistently every single year. Like it's just, remember that comeback they made from down 3-1 against the Clippers? He was on the bench in that fourth quarter in Game 6. They made that comeback with Josh Smith and a bunch of nobodies. Like I'm just so sick and tired of people giving James Harden a pass. It's like, this dude is a stat sheet stuffer. He scores a lot of points. He's a highlight machine. I don't even think he's a highlight machine, but he's a highlight machine, and that is it. That is it. That's all he does. That'll be the peak of his legacy, man. I'm just tired of it, man.
And to quote Kobe Bryant, I want to say it was either a year or two ago, he was talking about how
with Tracy McGrady. I saw that.
How great James Harden is, and let's not diminish what he's doing, but that's not going to win no championship.
No,
and it's not.
That style of play is never going to
win. And Kobe said it best. It's too easy to stop in the playoffs. It's hard to stop when you don't play 3 games in 5 nights, bro.
Right.
And I'm tired as hell. And then here comes this guy. You know he's gonna get 50 possessions.
Right.
And it's just like, bro, I'm good. I want to go home. But when I know all I gotta stop is you.
Yeah. Playoffs is another animal, man. People don't realize.
Facts.
Right.
That's
that team wasn't built for the playoffs anyway. I don't know what kind of moves those were. That small ball is just not built for today's NBA. Not to say that you can't run the lineup like that sometimes, but to construct your team to be based around shooting, it's just not going to work.
Well, Morey is the second biggest problem on that team, on that franchise. Yeah. Morey, I don't know how Morey. I mean, he must have Fertitta in his back pocket, bro. Because I don't know how Morey just continues to keep picking coaches, keep making roster moves. I mean, the dude and the other thing about Morey is Morey. If you follow Morey on Twitter or you engage, and Morey's one that likes to engage with the fans on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Morey's one of those dudes that thinks he invented basketball. Like you can't question him. You can't question his logic because he created basketball. Like, nah, man, this dude is a numbskull, bro. Like, this dude continuously makes bad deals after bad deals. They don't have a first round pick. I think they don't have a first round pick for the next couple of years.
4 years.
Like,
yeah. So two things I take away, right? Like, you're talking about the small ball lineup. It does work in the NBA, but you can't all the time play that. There's still bigs in this league that can dominate you. And then if you are going to play predominantly small ball, they don't have a small ball 4 or 5 that can play bigger. Right. The reason why Golden State can do it because Draymond at 6'5" guards people 7 foot, and he's efficient at doing it. How many 6'5" dudes are guarding 7 foot dudes? There's not 2 or 3 in the league, bro. You can't do that. That's number one. Number two, Manny. That's the reason why I posted in our group me what I did. First of all, you trade Lou Williams, Pat Bev, Montrezl Harrell to get CP. Then you trade CP to get Russell Westbrook, but you trade multiple first round picks. What is in the cupboard? Because as a GM, you got to play for now and you got to play for the future. You got to have a little bit of both. You got to have your line of sight got to be on both of those things. And realistically, they don't have shit because they ain't got nothing now and they ain't got nothing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, shit.
They just banking on James Harden figuring it out.
My question to y'all was: should the Rockets keep building around Harden Westbrook?
No.
Y'all been saying, hell nah. What should they do?
Like I said that initially. I just never think that. I didn't think that combination would work well on the court. I just don't see how they're both ball dominant. I just don't see how they could play off each other and it made sense. It just didn't make sense to me, other than having 2 superstar players. But they were pretty much the same thing as far as what I saw. As far as an offensive perspective would go. So I just didn't see where that would work anyway. In trading away those picks just didn't make sense. It just didn't. None of it made sense to me.
So I think James Harden and Russ can play together, but it wouldn't be the most efficient thing in D'Antoni's system. Because in the half, I keep preaching, playoff basketball is a half-court grind.
It is.
It's not a full-court game. You could do that for maybe 2.5, maybe 3 quarters. But when it comes down to them possession, look at this Boston-Miami Heat game. It's a half-court grind
game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be stationary and just wait for the ball to do something. That's not going to win you championships. And I think they could win, but at this point, though, Nick, like I don't understand the moves that you make to bid the. Ooh,
man.
See that?
Wow.
He blocked that?
Yes, he did.
Damn, Bam.
Yo.
The true most improved player in the league.
And they're going to activate Taco Fall this series. Watch.
I was going to say Taco, like I would have made that. I would have done that.
Have to.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Bam, too much for him.
Now, that's how you play help side defense. That was an amazing.
That's great defense right there. That's great defense.
And
that's great defense.
Jason Tatum should have made at the end of regulation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, that's great defense.
That's a great block.
That's a great block.
Celtics just lost the series.
Ooh, man.
Chill out, Ken.
Celtics just lost the series.
Is it still Celtics ball or is it he ball?
See, ladies and gentlemen, see? This is what I'm okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, he make
Nah,
these. This is a
don't say
wrap.
nothing.
Yeah, it's a
Don't
wrap.
say nothing, Ken.
Yes.
Ooh.
Did that go in?
All right,
No,
well,
it hit the top of the backboard. It can't count.
Tatum's supposed to be the net. Yeah, didn't I
Damn,
see
y'all
that?
y'all ahead of me, man. I'm on YouTube TV.
Him being the Nets.
Us too.
The Nets.
We are too.
We are
on
too.
YouTube TV.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I feel like I'm behind. Anyway.
I thought we were behind. They were tweeting videos saying Tatum the next Kobe, right? Didn't we see that?
Beige Kobe, right?
I don't know if he counted as beige.
It's a
They don't got no
1
timeouts. They don't got no timeouts.
Oh
Sandy.
wow,
Kobe.
Hell no, this ain't gonna work.
it came close.
No foul?
Wow.
He made that bullshit.
Wow.
Yep. It's over
This-
Miami and
This
four.
this series going 7.
Oh, it's like I was
It
telling
is.
people. This gonna be a dog fight. This is gonna be if I'm Miami and Boston. Mentally, you have to put yourself somewhere else. Like you know.
So yeah, we got to
you're gonna be
definitely
in a
come back to
dogfight.
this series because
And it's sad they're gonna battle in a tough, hard fought 7-game series, all to get slaughtered by my Lakers. Sad.
I'm pre-writing my takes.
Shoot, I'm about to get him now.
He damn near made that.
He did, man. He damn near made that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Hey man, these playoffs been like the field of 64, boy. You can't pick none of this stuff.
Nope,
I don't know.
But look, man, the Lakers were just toying with the Rockets.
they were.
Yeah,
Like-
LeBron was laughing, smiling. Remember how he was when he played the Hawks?
It's-
Just having fun.
Yeah.
Doing whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Doing whatever. I was
Yeah.
just like, man.
Yeah.
And Russ was down like 20, talking about y'all can't
How-
guard me. Y'all better get somebody else.
How is Russell Westbrook been in the league 11 years and he's still the exact same player? Like literally the exact same player. Like has not improved It's not improved offensively at all. Like he's still a mental midget on the court. Like it's literally it's just baffling to me. How are you in the league 11 plus years and you're still the same player?
Coaching, Manny. Some players require more coaching for development than other players, right? LeBron literally made coaches, but Russell Westbrook needs a coach. He needs a guy that can challenge him, right? Because Billy Donovan wasn't that guy. Even
Scott Skiles.
no, it
was
wasn't
this
Scott Skiles. It was Scott
Brooks.
Brooks.
Scott Brooks? Yeah.
Scott Brooks wasn't really that guy. He didn't really challenge that OKC team. So I think Russell Westbrook and we know D'Antoni ain't challenging nobody. I think Russell Westbrook needs first and foremost a coach he respects, because we know the type of temperament he has on the court. So number one, Russell Westbrook has to respect the coach. Number two, it has to be a coach that can call him out and have the balls to sit him down. Hey, bruh, too many turnovers. Come sit right here.
All right. So, to answer your question, I think they should still continue to build around Harden. And I think D'Antoni just didn't get it done. That system didn't work. And, they're moving on. So now, based on what you said, because Westbrook is there, unless you trade him for assets.
At least that's
Which
what Harden
means-
said. He was like, me and Westbrook got to come back next year.
Yeah.
And
So
right.
who should be the next coach? Because they floated out Sam Cassell and Ty Lue. Who do you think can hold Westbrook accountable like
Ty
that?
Lue can.
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson can.
You just need to stop saying it.
I'm gonna keep saying that's the only name that makes sense these days.
No, Ty
Man.
Lue makes sense, but
Yeah, you
Ty
let-
Lue ain't it, bro.
but
you
the
know
Rock-
that he ain't it.
But here's the thing, though. Ty Lue's a players coach, and players respect him. First of all, he won a championship as a player, and he won a championship as a coach, bro.
And he called out LeBron. So
Exactly. You can't.
You
take
said he
that
won
away.
a championship as a player and a championship as a coach. Was he a factor in either one of those?
Doesn't matter though. With Phil Jackson.
What are you
Well,
talking
as a
about?
coach, yes, but
What I
as a
mean,
player-
last time, yeah. Phil Jackson won with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Phil was more of a factor than Ty Lue.
Phil Jackson
Hey,
wasn't a
stay here.
factor.
Don't come at it ain't about the Knicks right now. Don't talk about
No,
the Knicks
we
time.
just
That's all we
we just
got.
give you
That's
an
all we got.
example.
All right.
We need to give you an example
Yeah.
based off what my pop said. All Phil Jackson going into foul.
Yep.
So he wasn't.
Phil
no, he
Jackson was a
yeah,
nobody.
he wasn't
bro.
nobody on
But
the
at the end of the day, that championship experience is invaluable.
It's invaluable. Yeah.
And
Yep.
Ty Lue has that. I'm not saying he's the best man for the job. I'm just saying in terms of holding those guys accountable, he has the cachet in the pool to do that. Nigga, I won a championship. What have you done?
I don't know.
There's no
I'm not a
argument
Ty Lue
there.
fan.
So what's keeping him from being a coach, though, Vivo?
What's up?
What do you think is keeping him from being selected for one of these jobs?
Ty Lue?
Because of LeBron.
Yeah.
No, I think his best bet right now was probably the Brooklyn Nets job, but I think the relationship with KD and Steve Nash probably overcame that. I don't know. I'm not in those inner circles. I can't really tell you why. I'm not saying again, huh?
What I was gonna say, man, is I honestly think that we put too much of a premium on head coaching in basketball. I think that it's more about who the assistants are than it is the head coach. If you surround yourself with the right people, they're making most of the calls anyway. If you're smart, you just kind of managing people and kind of like shaking hands.
But that's a big thing in basketball. Phil Jackson's greatest asset is managing people. Phil Jackson, that's I mean, people underrate people. Like, give me a guy that has the X's and O's. He may not be the best, but has them in whatever form you want him. But he's a people manager. He's a personality manager. That's what Phil Jackson is.
Who was the legendary coach for Detroit?
Chuck Daly?
Yeah.
Chuck Daly.
Same way.
That's another one.
But
Yeah.
see those, but and you're right about those. Both of those guys, I think you're right about it. It's just that those are far and few between. In the game, it's really about those assistant coaches and the relationships. If you play sports, I was closer to my assistant coach than I was my head coach. And I had a position coach that taught me, you know what I'm saying? That's where I was getting all my motivation, my exes, everything I was getting was from one of the assistants. The head coach was the head coach, but my assistant coach is the one that kind of carried me. So, and a lot of players are like that. They have their coaches that they kind of rock with, and that they kind of go mesh with well. Like Dirk has a coach. I can't think of the guy's name. I can't even remember the guy's name. It wasn't Rick Carlisle, but whoever it was, that was Dirk's guy. So sometimes it's overrated who the head coach is, and I think that's what Brooklyn is trying to say. Because if Steve Nash comes out and wins a championship, does that make Steve Nash a great coach? You know what I'm saying? Ty Lue won a championship, but that make him a great coach, or did he surround himself with great players and great assistants? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%. And I'm not saying that Ty Lue's a great coach. I'm just saying because of his experience, it allows him to do and say things that other coaches cannot. D'Antoni can't call out James Harden and Russell Westbrook the same way Ty Lue can. And I'm not saying Ty Lue's the right man for the job. I'm not even saying he's a great coach.
I don't really buy that one.
I'm just throwing names out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Jeff Van Gundy was another one that they floated out there too. So, but
Jeff's done. Jeff, I don't think.
I know, but I'm just giving you. But I think what they're saying is that they're in for a cultural reset.
Oh, 100%.
So, you really
if they want to
around those two guys, and then you just got to abandon D'Antoni's strategy. So,
if they want a cultural reset, how about SVG, Stan Van Gundy?
Nah, you can't do
it.
Yeah. You can't do porn stash this time, bro.
He didn't get it done. He didn't get it done with my Pistons. So yeah, that's not gonna
the
work.
Pistons. That was just he was. I don't think his problem was coaching with the Pistons. I mean, you would know more than I would. I think his problem was just the GM. He was the GM.
He was drunk with power.
Yeah, like had Stan gone to the Pistons with his own guys, the GM, and they could have built that infrastructure together, it'd be one thing. But he went there. He was the GM. He was the president. They gave him the keys to the castle. That was a problem in Detroit.
But you know the other thing about Stan Van Gundy though, Manny, he's not a people manager.
He's not.
He's a person that is a micromanager. He's a hoverer.
I agree with you. I like Stan Van Gundy with younger teams than veteran teams. I agree with you. But if you're just solely on the changing the culture thing, then I think someone like a Stan Van Gundy would be more of a change of the culture type hire than just bringing in, Ty Lue or bringing in somebody else.
I think if you bring in Stan Van Gundy, I don't think he lasts the season. I think,
and you may be right.
Similarly, he'll be like Jim Boylan that just got fired from the Chicago Bulls. I don't see that culture meshing long term. I don't. And here's the thing, man. We gotta stop the retreads in NBA.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
A head coach and not.
We can. I'm not necessarily against Sam Cassell.
Jerry Stackhouse.
We got to look a little deeper, man. We can't just keep rehiring the same motherfuckers, man, because we're gonna get the same shit.
Yeah,
we have been getting the same shit. We have been. What? That's why I'm like.
You know who I can see the Rockets? You know who I can see the Rockets going after? Throwing a bunch of money at Calipari.
Something like that. And that's what I was.
He seemed like he done in Kentucky too.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I'll be looking to the college coaching ranks. Like you got the Jay Wrights out there, Calipari's, people like that. Like I bring some different takes in there other than some of these same retreads. I don't see nobody that I would be clamoring to get.
The assistant in San Antonio is a guy that I would be interested. Antoine Messina, whatever. He's a guy that's highly respected. He's a guy that I'm wondering why he's never really gotten a coaching gig like that. I think he's Popovich's right-hand man in San Antonio. Antoine, I think I forget his first name. I know it's Messina is his last name. But like I said, I would dip into that San Antonio well, get one of those assistants.
San Antonio got a good coaching tree.
Yeah, I mean,
As far as like
all those
wins,
guys
as far as
do, right?
productive wins,
Brett.
I said good, not great.
But
Bud is good for culture if you're talking about culture.
we understand that, but okay, so
We just talked about how you don't need to win a title to be a great
Hey,
coach.
but look,
Let's-
Bud and Brett both are at home right now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they are.
So let's identify where the Houston Rockets are in their timeline. Because if we're talking championship, then to me, Bud, as much as I love Bud, he's not a championship coach. Doesn't make enough adjustments. Great regular season, has not had the postseason success that you would like. So
Agreed.
if you're looking for championship, Bud is not your guy. You're looking for a culture reset, Bud is your guy. Bud is going to win you a whole bunch of games. Bud is going to get you the first, second round, maybe third round of the playoffs, but that's it. He's not a championship coach. So we got to identify where the Houston Rockets are and be realistic about it. Because they got to turn over the roster again.
They're gonna have
because
to. Yeah, that small ball is
But
not
they ain't
gonna
got
work.
they ain't got nothing to turn over.
no, they've gone all in on the small ball, so they're going to continue
Yeah,
the
that's what I
small
mean,
ball. So
like-
they're gonna so their
more championship.
hire is going to be someone out of the box that no one's talking about, I think, or it's going to be somebody that believes in those small ball principles, because that's just going to be a younger D'Antoni. That somebody, they might let James Harden pick the damn coach for all we know.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna
I
be
think that they're that's the hire that they're going to make. They once you traded Capella and that contract, you're all in on the small ball. I don't even think, even if they wanted to go back to a traditional lineup, like what moves can you make? I mean,
That's
they're
what
so
I'm saying.
capped
You
out.
can't make
Like
nothing.
I agree, Nick. I agree.
Well, here's
Especially
the
with
thing.
no draft picks.
But here's the thing. Houston still has guys that are coveted by other teams. Robert Covington can be traded for a big.
I would keep
or
Covington.
or draft picks. Eric Gordon, his contract is sizable. You can trade him for another player that fits
Yeah,
the future. of
but
where
doesn't
you wanna
that doesn't that still hurt you by
Yeah,
giving
you're
up
robbing
these pieces?
Peter to
These
pay-
are your
yeah,
veterans.
you're-
These are the ones that
yeah,
you
you're
counted
robbing
on.
Peter
It
to
depends
pay
on
Paul.
what you get back. And it depends on how the GM and the owner view the team.
Let's keep it because I hear what y'all trying to say. Y'all trying to help rebuild. It's done. Okay, it's fucking done. There's nothing that the Rockets can do. They need to blow up. You talking about blowing up? There's the biggest asset they got is Harden and Westbrook.
What
They
did
need to
what
trade-
did I say in the group meet? I said they might trade both their
They
ass.
got to trade, and I said it. What did I say at the top of the year? Before the season started, I said, bro, if the Rockets don't make it to the finals, bro, you
Nick,
trading
you didn't
both of
say
them.
that.
I
You
said
didn't
you
say
trading
that, Nick.
both of them, and I knew it. I saw it early because I knew ain't nothing. There's nothing that's gonna happen. Like Manny said earlier, how many times are we gonna blame everybody else but Harden?
When we called you crazy. You did say that. We did call you crazy.
Call the Knicks. They'll take Harden in a heartbeat.
Hey, Harden come to the Knicks. Hey, boy, you see, I'm rocking the Harden jersey tomorrow.
Exactly.
I was just hoping to get to the playoffs at that point. He can't disappoint me with that shit.
and if I'm the Knicks and if I'm Houston, I consider it. New York needs a preeminent name.
Yeah.
Houston needs a whole bunch of young talent and assets, and they both have each other.
Ooh, Harden in the Garden. Well, it sound good to me.
Oh, that sounds good.
Sign him up.
We've been talking about coaches. There's another coach that is currently playing a game 7 right now. That's
I
on
got
the
a super chat about that.
He's
too.
on the clock, and
Not
I
about
called
the
him out.
coach.
Can't try to hold me back, but I called him out.
Uh-oh.
We got
Who
the
was that Jamal?
we got the Clippers and the Nuggets game 7 watching it right now.
Hey,
Oh no, that's
hey,
Larry
listen.
Shamet.
Shamet.
Ooh.
He limping.
No matter
Never
who-
mind.
He limping.
He limped till it's time to shoot the ball. He could shoot.
Mhm.
Clippers gonna lose this game.
He limped into a shot.
Thank you, Ken. Hey,
Oh, but tell him what we talked about back there though.
So, all right. So I know Manny reacted to it, and so did Ken. But what I said in the group meet was very intentional. The Nuggets can beat the Lakers, and I'm 100% serious. And I think that they're going to beat the Clippers
He
tonight.
bubbled up his projections from 5 years to,
No,
to this year.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they're gonna, I don't know if they win the chip, but
No.
here's the thing: who is a better defensive team, the Clippers or the Lakers?
The Clippers,
And
Lakers.
What is their major deficiency?
Clippers are.
a big
And what is Joker doing?
killing them. Well, yeah,
He's killing them. In the fourth quarter, he has not missed a 3-point shot.
Mhm.
He's averaging 28, 14, and 5, bro. What are the Lakers gonna do against that? AD
Nah.
can't guard Joker like that.
No, AD ain't guarding. He ain't guarding joking at all. I don't think.
No.
And
Nah.
he's gonna. And I don't know what JaVale McGee's status is, but if JaVale is hurt, he can't do jack. Dwight Howard
Howard.
too small.
Yeah, he's
Dwight
fine.
Howard too small. and he could take them away from the 3-point shot. To me, the Nuggets, the way that they and I know I talked about it earlier, right? I predicted that they would win a championship at some point in time because what they're doing with their roster is completely different. But how they're playing right now, think about it. Their last 4 playoff series have all gone to Game 7. They know what Game 7 feels like. They are battle tested, even though I still think they're too young and inexperienced to truly win a championship.
Yeah.
But look, man, they forced Game 7 against arguably the best team in basketball. And then they're going to play against another team that is less
and being down
talented.
3-1. Being down 3-1.
FIFO.
And they were down 3-1.
Yeah.
I respect you. I respect you. I
He had to
respect
turn
your
the hat
opinion.
backwards.
I respect you selling us on the Nuggets. And look, I respect the Nuggets. The Nuggets have shown me a lot. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. This 7-game series is more on the Clippers collapsing than the Nuggets.
Talk about it, Manny.
They've been down, what, 15 points, what, Game 5 and Game 6? And the Clippers just nutted on themselves in each game. Let's be fair. If the Clippers take care, if the Clippers even care half enough to be a primetime team, they would have closed this series out in 6. Let's slow down. Hey, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You're right.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think the Nuggets compete. I think at best,
But we're not at a place to slow down. We're here. When are we slowing down?
Yeah.
We're in Game 7, and right now they're losing.
You're right.
They
Hey,
look tight too.
They losing by 3. It's the first quarter. Come on, man.
They're losing. It's the first quarter, but them motherfuckers look tight. Them motherfuckers look scared, except Kawhi
It's Game
and
7.
maybe Paul George.
Yeah.
That and what FIFO said is that the Nuggets have been here multiple times.
That's a good point.
And also, what else did I tell you about Mr. Playoff P? He shoots less than 30% in closeout games. Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't trust James Harden with my life in a Game 7. So forget that. The one thing I do like about the Nuggets, they have a killer late in the fourth quarter that is not afraid to take big shots. So I do like that about the Nuggets. The thing about the Nuggets is they're too young, they're too experienced, and I think LeBron sees the light at the end of the horizon. Ain't no way he losing to the Denver Nuggets.
All right, so tell you what, Manny. Let's not debate something that hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
So
we
if
get
they
to that
win,
road later.
we'll
We get
bring
to that
you
road
back.
later.
We'll have that discussion.
Yeah.
But you know,
my thing is like, I don't know who said in this chat. I think it was you, B. Doc Rivers. What's his record? 3-1.
If he lose this series, this will be the 3rd time he lost a 3-1 lead.
Third time.
After being up 3-1.
And it's getting to the point where I'm thinking that championship he won with the Celtics was he lucked into that.
Well,
No, I was just gonna say, you know who Doc Rivers reminds me of? He's the NBA version of Mike Tomlin. It's like I love him. I love him as a guy. Like I want to have a beer with Doc Rivers. Like I want him coaching my son. But it's like, damn, Doc, it's getting harder and harder every year to defend you. When you have,
you see what he did to his son? He traded his ass.
He paid his ass.
That's the least he could do with his son. Shit.
What you about to say, Ken?
It's all hypothetical. If they lose this tonight, that's the 3rd one. The first one came with Orlando, right?
Yep.
The last
To my
two
Pistons,
would have
to my
came
Pistons.
with the Clippers.
Yeah, the last 2 have come with the Clippers.
Maybe it's not Doc.
Break it down. Break it down. You said
maybe it's the goddamn Clippers. Maybe the Clippers are just goddamn cursed. They'll always be second.
So it's got to be a curse. That's the way out for this with Doc.
Well, let's talk facts, right?
Okay.
In a lot of those other series with the Clippers, there was always somebody hurt, either CP,
Blake Griffin.
You can't give me one game, FIFO?
I get that.
Because you up 3-1, so you got three games left?
But here's the thing. It's not like it was DeAndre Jordan or anybody else. It was literally your top 2 guys, and they need each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Kawhi or PG where they're independent, right? Like they don't need each other to be great. CP can be great on his own, but he's better with a big man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Blake can be great on his own, but he's better with a guy serving him up.
Yeah.
So one of those 2 guys get hurt, bro.
It's just like just thinking like if Pippen would have got hurt in some of these Bulls series, and it would have been tough for Jordan.
Okay. Hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
We playing the if game.
Yeah.
I'm drinking too, so shut up.
I was saying to cut it.
But without Pippen against the Lakers, I don't know if the Bulls win that. because Pippen literally shut down Magic.
Yeah.
He mitigated what Magic could do. Jordan couldn't do that. Jordan was just a smaller
he's a
body.
smaller guard. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes a team.
It takes a huge, it takes a toll, man.
You need your second guy.
You need
It's I get what you're saying, but
Same
it's like
thing with LeBron not having Kyrie and Kevin Love in that Golden State final.
Yeah, but like it's 3 times, bro. It's 3 times and twice with the same fucking organization. It's a pattern. It's not this happened one time. Oh, this happened one time. I understand. If that was the case, it'll be out, especially as a black coach. I'll let it. It's 3 times, bro.
But this will be the first time that his team is fully healthy that it happened. So this, I could put this one on Doc.
You gotta put all of them.
No,
it's one fucking game. And this for the West.
Wait, hold on. I'm not
That Orlando one don't count.
Yes, it does. He had prime T-Mac.
T-Mac and Drew Gooden. Like, come on, man.
But if you up 3-1, bro, don't say that shit if you up 3-1.
And this was before
I get it.
He was young, man. It was a long time ago.
That's why I can't get the Clipper shit with Chris Paul. You may say that, but for me,
no. Here's the thing. I'm not absolving Doc. I'm just saying his piece of the blame isn't as high.
He's the only consistent out of all 3 of them. He's the only consistent motherfucker.
Injury, bro, come on, man.
I blame the roster construction. I blame the personalities on that team. Like, I just think the Clippers, I think they're similar to the Celtics of last year. Sometimes, like, you just have too many guys. Like, you just have too many talented guys. There's just going to be a problem. Like, sometimes you need guys that are talented, but they know their role. And I think the problem with the Clippers is everybody wants their shine. Like, you got PG. PG thinks he's better than what he is. We all know Kawhi. Kawhi is the dude. But PG thinks he's better than what he is. You know, Montrezl Harrell will be starting on 29 other teams. Like, let's be real. Lou Williams, he's more of a bench player because of his just prolific offensive ability and lack of defense. But you can coax Lou Williams into starting on mostly every other team, right? Or maybe outside of like a handful of teams, Lou Williams can start.
Who finished the game, Manny?
True, but like I'm just talking about their roles. Like outside of Lou Williams and Kawhi, who understand specifically what their roles are, everybody else, it just kind of feels like they want their shine, and it's just like a personality battle. And I saw a tweet earlier that said it best, right? The Lakers are a team, the Clippers are a bunch of coworkers. And if you watch them on the court, like that's how it feels like. It literally feels like a bunch of dudes thrown together that are talented as fuck. But realistically, there's no cohesion. There's no chemistry. You don't even get the sense that they like each other half the time. Like, there's just like your turn. Okay, Kawhi's turn. It's Paul George's turn. Okay, it's my turn. Okay, we know let Montrez get a turn with the Rock. It just feels like your turn, my turn, his turn, that turn. Like, it just doesn't feel like there's much. You want to blame Doc on that? Okay, you can blame Doc, but I don't know. I think there's more blame to go around.
This is the reason why I'm not worried about the Clippers long term with or without Doc. They got the GOAT GM, bro. This man done built how many dynasties? He built the Lakers, right? Kobe, Shaq, that was all Jerry West. He built the damn Golden State Warriors, that was all Jerry West, including the signing of Mark Jackson and including the signing of Steve Kerr. Like, that's all Jerry West. And then now he pulled off the Tobias heist. He bought low, sold high as hell. He pulled up, come on, man. Like what he's been.
Was he in Memphis too? I think he was in Memphis for a while, right?
He was at Memphis. I think he was at Memphis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he built the Grand House.
Yeah.
He built the Tony Allen, Mike Conley,
and
Zach Randolph.
What I like about him a lot is that his style is different in every place he goes to. He doesn't do the same shit.
What is my core? And then he builds around that.
Right.
So, well, his work in the Clippers isn't done yet. So
especially if they lose this.
Yeah, they're not. You know, he's not done yet.
So let me ask y'all this. So
and they're up now.
Say for instance, the Clippers do win this game. Could this adversity help them down the road against the Lakers?
It could.
They don't need adversity against the Lakers because they already get up for those games. That's the reason the biggest disappointment and issue with the Clippers is they only see the Lakers. Like whenever if you're not the Lakers, they're blind to you. They don't really give a fuck about you. They don't respect you. Like Manny said, they don't get up for you until it's game fucking 7. But for the Lakers, they battling. They showing like, all right, this is where we came here. This is the reason why the whole team was built like this, to beat y'all motherfuckers and get past y'all and win the chip.
Correct. So they were looking ahead. This whole 3-1 thing, they were looking ahead. They were already on to the next series in their mind. So I think that along with the fact that Denver just came back 3-1, they've done it before. Denver was playing to win every game by game, whereas the Clippers were kind of like showing up thinking they were going to win every night. I think, like you said, they were looking ahead, and it showed. And they let Denver stay around. Now it's a one game series, and it's anybody's game because these boys are on the high right now. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Clippers are going to pull it out.
Yeah, Doc going with his guys in this one.
Yeah, he got to.
Yeah,
At this point,
Trez been in the game since this shit started. Yeah, I think it could help. I think they'll be up for them, like they have been the regular season. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just don't think this Clippers can. I don't see the Clippers losing 3 straight. I think they're gonna get this.
Yeah,
one.
that's horrible. That'll be a stain
pull
on
this one out. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Last question so far because we just got done wrapping up the Celtics Heat game.
Well, let me ask this super chat real quick.
Okay.
About because it's Clipper related. Haley Race asked, "Who do y'all think Montrezl Harrell thinks is better, Luka or Joker?"
Luka.
Joker.
I think he thinks Joker's better because he
has to guard.
He has to guard him. Yeah, he knows it's like
he has to deal with that on the nightly basis. On the nightly basis.
He could just rough up whatever.
Yeah.
But
no, you got to body. You got to feel that every night. You gotta deal with that.
Yeah, he called Luka a white boy. He's saying that's a white man.
But I think,
that's the man.
Right.
Yeah, definitely Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
For the reasons that y'all say, that's why I think that it's he thinks the other way. If I'm guarding Joker, yeah, Joker good, but I'm feeling like I'm better than him because we going heads up. When he looks at somebody
he
like
don't
Luka,
never feel that way. He don't never feel that way, bro. Come on.
Hey,
you don't think he better than?
No, when he look at his bank account, he look at Joker bank account. I ain't better. When I look at that scoreboard, I ain't better. Bro.
When you a baller, you know how you feel. Like I could take this dude any day of the week. This is a dude I can go straight up with. When he looks at a Luka, that's a guy. That's a guard. He can't mess with them guards like that. So
you just called him a punk ass white boy. What do you? What more do you need? How much more disrespectful can you get?
Shelton, Joker's putting up 30 a game.
It don't
he can't mess with Joker.
What do you mean?
It don't matter. In your brain, as a guy that's guarding somebody, especially a guy like Montrez, them dudes think that they the shit. That's I'm the man. I'm gonna stop him the next time.
The game. But
all day.
When we're just talking basketball, hell no, there's no way. There's no way.
All day. Him and Pat Bev, you seen Pat Bev do the same thing. Pat Bev, you'll score 30 on him, and he said he shut you down. It's the same.
Joker is way more skilled than Luka.
What?
I can't say that. I can say that I love Joker. Don't get me wrong. I love Joker. But what I'm saying is, if I'm able to guard, like if I'm playing another guard, I'm not going to be as intimidated by a person that I can guard. Even if he's better than me, I'm not going to be as intimidated by him as I would a big man because I can't guard a big man. I'm not going to guard some 7-footer as effectively as I would somebody my own size that can get off. That's kind of how I feel like Montrez would kind of look at it. So he would have more respect for a guard that he know he can't guard as opposed to a big man who he plays every night.
I think Montrez looks at all European players as soft white boys. Like I think if you gave him Montrez truth serum, he think Jokic is soft. Like I just think that's how Montrez's DNA is. I think he probably got more DNA for Luka after the fact now. Like now, knowing that Luka, when the lights was on bright, he stepped up. He played with a bad ankle. Like I think he earned. I think coming in, like I think if you would have asked this question like when the playoffs first started, I think he probably would have said, "Oh, like he said, Luka's a punk ass white boy." I think after the fact, he earned Montrez's respect. And even now in this series, I think the same thing for Jokic. I think before the series, he probably said Jokic is another soft ass, whatever.
Right.
And now I think he's like, yo, Jokic's that dude. So
right.
But I think I think he probably hate every single European white boy. He think they all soft.
Yeah.
Because that's a narrative. That's a real narrative. Like
Pat Bev is a joke.
But that narrative, let's be honest, it's kind of over.
It is.
I think Manu was the first one to really break that. Well, no, I even take that back.
You talking about Dirk?
No, not even Dirk. Pedra, he played
Petrovic.
Petrovic.
Petrovic. The one that played for the Nets. I know you're talking about.
Petrovic. Yeah, Petrovic.
Petrovic. Yeah.
That was the first mug that I looked at. I was like, okay, he
rest in peace, Drive.
Yeah.
I feel Tony was soft. Tony Kukoc was soft, but playing against the Olympic team and then playing with the Bulls, it toughened him up a little bit. But he didn't. In his DNA, it wasn't there. I think Stojakovic was a shooter, but he wasn't soft. He was just a shooter. His game wasn't, well developed. He didn't take contact or nothing like that. Arvydas Sabonis was definitely not soft. So I think that narrative is overused, and in today's game, these foreign-born players are just as tough as American.
Well, I won't say that. I think the game has changed to where it's gotten softer enough for them to dominate as well now too. Because you can't hand check. They call ticky tack fouls. Like it's catered around the Euro League.
But where did the Euro League is way tougher.
No, I'm saying it's catered around as far as like they can like the white guys shooting range and all that other stuff. It's catered to what they do now, so they can get off.
But look, the second best league right in the world. I want to say that's not ACB. Why am I thinking ACB? But whatever that shit is in Spain. The joint where Luka didn't play professional ball since he was 13 years old. Their game is more physical. You look at Australia, they're considered a top 5 league in the world. Every league outside of the NBA is more physical than the NBA. Mm-hmm. So that narrative is overused.
Yeah, that narrative has always been weak. That narrative has always been weak because if you look at it like Petrovic and Vladi and all these dudes, man, they grew up in Europe. But these dudes grew up in war-torn countries. Half of them have military commitments. Like, so this idea, just because they didn't grow up in the hood, just like they didn't grow up in Cabrini Green somewhere playing basketball in the projects, doesn't mean they're soft. Like some of these dudes grew up in worse situations than Chicago or Brooklyn or the Bronx or whatever. 100. So the whole narrative is just because they're white and they shoot jump shots and they have flowy hair. People think they're soft until you actually play against them.
Yeah, playing
that they don't have as much as us.
They throwing stuff on the court. It is some toughness to it, but at the same time, are we overrating them because some of those guys come over and succeed, or because I don't know. Like I got to go back and look at. I haven't looked at much international basketball at all lately, but I still think that those guys are far and few between. It's not like a lot of those guys can come over here and play the league. Only some can come and be successful like that. There's not many jokers out there. It ain't many Lukas out
100%.
there.
But there's not a lot of MBs. There's not a lot of James Harden. Like at the end of the day, is the cream of the crop. I think the one thing that American-born players still have over European-born players, and we see it, is athleticism. So if we're saying athleticism equates softness because you don't have as much as I do, okay, I'll give you that argument. But these guys are not soft. Luka is not soft.
Yeah, I don't think
soft. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't jump like me. You can't run like me, but shit, you can ball just like me. Yeah. And we see that. That's the reason why I love the NBA, because it's not all about athleticism. Yeah, you could run, jump, do whatever. But if I'm super skilled, bro,
it's all about shooting. Yeah, it's skill set now.
You know what I'm saying? So man, I don't like that narrative that foreign-born players are weak or soft. The only thing they don't have that we have is athleticism. We are way more athletic than they are. That's it.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, we got the wrap up to the first game of the Heat Celtics conference final series. Heat won, pulled it out at the end, even though the Celtics were up by double digits in the fourth. The question I got is, FIFO, you drinking? So I'm gonna get drunk off of the energy in the room. If Jimmy gets the Heat to the finals this year, would he be a superstar?
I think that Jimmy is the top of the second tier or bottom of that first tier of players. And
so he's out of the top 10, but in the top 15.
Well, I'm not gonna put a number. I'm tiering it, right? Like you have superstars, all stars, championship role players. You got a whole.
So he's an elite all-star, is what you're saying?
Yes, he's at the top of that second tier, bottom of that first tier, and I think he teeters back and forth depending on the night. And I think that there's a lot of players like that because what makes Jimmy great is the mentality. The skill set is there. He's worked on it, but. Is he a great passer? Is he a great shooter? He's a great defender. But offensively, what makes him great? It's his determination. It's his mentality. It's the dog in him. That you think you're better than me, but I think I'm better than you. And I think I'm better than LeBron. I think I'm better than everybody. And because he has that mentality, he's able to elevate his game in moments. But can he do that consistently? We haven't seen it.
I mean, we're seeing it now, though, right?
But there's games that he's kind of disappeared offensively. He's still in the game, and his DNA is all over the game because that's what makes him great, right? But when you start comparing them to the LeBrons, to the Kawhis, he don't got half of the tools they got.
Would you say James Harden is a superstar?
He is, just because of what he can do.
I mean,
What to you?
he's
Let
a
me ask.
superstar, and I would think Jimmy should be
Hell
if
no.
he could
Jimmy ain't no damn
if he
superstar,
gets them
man.
to the finals. I'm saying
That's not criteria for being a superstar.
what's the criteria for being a superstar?
Definitely not getting to the finals.
Okay, so then that's what I'm asking. What is then?
I mean, you're
I'm
talking
talking about as far as him being able to will this Miami Heat team who nobody thought at the beginning of the season they would come out the East, or let alone even be in the conference finals. Like, does that not say anything about his?
Well, number one, he disappeared a lot in the last series. He had bad games in the last series. That's a unit. That's a team. That's Spoelstra. That's Pat Riley. That's the Miami organization.
So you giving that credit to more than them than him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what about him elevating the people around him and making them better?
I think he was the final piece of the puzzle. I don't think he made them better. I think he completes what they already have.
Mm.
But I don't think that they're a championship team as constructed. I still think that for them to legitimately be a favorite, because they're not a favorite. Would y'all consider them a favorite?
I don't know what to consider them after this run.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm just watching at this point. I can't predict.
To answer your question, no, but I'm just like, I'm confused. I don't know what to make of this team anymore.
They're just a gritty team with a championship head coach.
And I think this bubble got a lot to do with all the craziness that's going on.
We talk about Miami. My bad. I had to step away.
We talking about Miami. I just think also too, just the bubble, just being in this bubble is different for everyone, for all these teams. So.
And then also look at Jimmy's mentality when they ask him, "Hey, did you bring anybody?"
Yeah,
Nope.
No,
it's a business trip.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here to do one thing.
His mentality is just different. Right?
His mentality is his special attribute.
He's matured a lot. He's matured a lot.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that. Yeah. I don't. Miami's a weird team because they're kind of like a hodgepodge of different players. They got some veterans, they got young players. It's just like I don't know what to make of them. I agree. It's a combination of all things y'all mentioned. Like a lot of it has to do with the bubble. I think a lot of it is they just started they started peaking at the right time. They're also very talented. I don't know if they're I don't think they're a championship level team. Are they a team that can make a conference finals, as we've seen? Yes. But championship, I think they're missing a truly great player because Jimmy's he's borderline a great player. To me, Jimmy's more of a number 2 option on a great team than he is the guy. We'll see. I don't know. It's weird to evaluate Miami. Like I think they're missing.
I was gonna say if he gets the Heat to the finals, he's a superstar in my book. I'm sorry. He beat Giannis. To beat Boston, if they get obviously they would have to beat Boston to get to the finals. Like in a year where you were the last thing to be, we gave all that credit to Chris Paul and shit like that. We got to give some love to Jimmy Butler. He ain't just. But I'm just saying, y'all saying like, oh, he ain't. I'm like, nah, he's that dude right now. He won the game. Shit.
Look, but to what Manny said, on a consistent basis, Jimmy is more of a number 2 option than a number 1.
Right.
He is. And that's no knock on him. It's just that he's not that consistent.
And I feel like he's proven he's a number 1 option throughout these playoffs.
Hell no.
Jimmy is what NBA Twitter thinks Paul George is. Like Jimmy is what everybody thinks Paul George should be. Like that's what Jimmy is. I just don't think. But that is like I just think it's no disrespect. It sounds like a disrespect, but I just think Jimmy on a great team, like a truly great team. I think Jimmy's that second guy. He's your Robin. He's the guy that goes with the guy. I think if Jimmy was on the Bucks, I think that team would have won a championship already,
100%.
or at least been on the final.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You swap 100%. Middleton with Jimmy Butler. I think that team.
That's a championship team.
Hell yeah, that's a championship team.
The mentality. Because look, if you look at Paul George, right, and I'm glad you brought up Paul George, Manny.
Yeah.
Paul George skillfully has way more in the toolbox than Jimmy does.
And he's 1 for 7, unless it changed. He's 1 for 7 tonight.
To my Paul George.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between PG and Jimmy? Is that between the 6 inches between the ears, bro? Yeah. Jimmy is elite when it comes to mentality, to the IQ, to the preparation, to the hard work.
Stuff that's not on the stat sheet.
Stuff that's not on the stat sheet.
Yeah, the intangibles.
The intangibles. He's an elite intangibles guy. But physically gifted, he don't have as much as Paul George. But the difference is, well, I would take Jimmy over PG. I would definitely take Jimmy over PG, but it's because of the mentality. And he's definitely a number 2. If not on a super great team, he's a number 3.
All right, yeah.
On a super great, I'm talking about like if he played with LeBron and AD, he number 2. Come on, man.
The perfect encapsulation of it. If you're a GM and you know how GMs fall in love with athleticism and all those things that are flashy, right? If you're a GM and you're picking between, or a GM and you're picking in an NBA draft, I think if you ask 10 GMs, 9 of them would pick Paul George in a draft over Jimmy Butler on just sheer skill and talent alone. But Jimmy Butler has the things that you can't measure on a stat sheet. He has that toughness, that grittiness, everything. The only issue with Jimmy Butler's always been he kind of wears out his welcome wherever he's at. Chicago, he wore out his welcome after a while. Minnesota, we all know what happened there. Philly, we don't even need to discuss that. So I think the only question has always been with Jimmy Butler is his attitude, his presence in the locker room. On the court, he brings it every night. He competes. He's a dog defensively. All the things that Paul George should be.
Right.
I would say that the reason why he ain't stunk it up yet in Miami is because it's the beach. You know what I'm saying? He's been looking for a warm weather city. That's all that traveling was. He was just trying to get to Miami.
Because what he is already part of that Miami Heat culture. Because that's set by Pat Riley.
Thanks.
And Pat Riley is still an old school type of guy, dog. We still gonna practice hard. We still gonna come into training camp. You better be in shape before training camp. You ain't gonna use training camp to get in shape. So that hard work mentality, hard-nosed, blue-collar work mentality has already been set in Miami. So Jimmy fits like a glove there. He ain't gonna rub nobody wrong. You know why? Because when Jimmy say something, Pat Riley gonna come down and be like, what the hell? You cut. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing that shit over there, man. They ain't playing that over there, dog.
We talked about Westbrook earlier. I think that would be like the only place that a Russell Westbrook would actually fit, crazily enough. I think Westbrook. I think Miami would be a place where Westbrook would go to, and I think Pat Riley will sit him down, like he does. Like Pat Riley, there's been an infamous story that Pat Riley just sits his rings down, just puts it on the table, and just asks people like, "Yo, you want one of these? Yep. Do this, and I'm gonna get you there." I think that's the only place in the NBA right now that you would trade a Russell Westbrook to, and it might actually fit.
Yep, I agree.
With the coach too.
Yeah, with the coach.
Yeah.
And with Jimmy. Yeah. Shit, Jimmy would love to have a dude like Russ.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you, Manny. I agree with you. I know when there was rumblings earlier this offseason, that potentially Russell Westbrook could be traded to Miami, going there with Jimmy. I loved it. I thought it fit then. I think it fits now. But I don't know. We'll see. But yes, 100%. That mentality there, and the fact, like I said, man, for Russ, he needs a place that he can respect. Oh, you got chips? I can't bark at you.
Yeah, and I think Riley would rein a lot of that into that out of control nature of his. I think Riley would mold some of that and kind of control some of that up. So yeah, I think it could work. I mean, I would literally pay money to be in a locker room meeting with Jimmy Butler and Russell Westbrook. Like I would just kill for that.
I know Millsap.
I would love to see a practice. I'm sorry, man, Ken, but I'd love to see a practice.
I was just gonna say, I know Millsap saved one of these games, but bro, he just be messing up.
Every
time they put him on the court, man, just be
man. When all he wants to do to Denver is get paid.
He made a nice move, Ken.
Can't hate Millsap, boy. I swear.
It's just he's over. His time is done. He had that nice little game that got him back into the series or whatever. But nah, man, like at some point he's gonna have to let MPJ just go. I keep saying it. He's the guy this time. They need that third guy.
I agree. He should probably get about 12 minutes a night.
Yeah,
that's about it right now.
All right, so before we transition to football, I guess, what if Boston loses this series? And I guess maybe we should go in and make our picks too. But,
that was my last question.
Like, how are we going to look at Brad Stevens? I mean, people have been touting him as the next guy. So I guess we'll have that discussion when we see how the season shake on.
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and make our pick.
What's your pick since you over here started the question?
Boston is 6. It's their best chance to get to the finals.
It is. Well, you could have said that last time when they faced LeBron in Game 7.
No, I knew they weren't gonna beat LeBron. Nah,
I mean that was a good chance.
Nah, this their best
was a good chance.
This is the moment. The only person that's standing in front of you is Jimmy Butler. And if Jason Tatum is supposed to be that superstar and that guy ahead of that, this is his coming out part.
So you said Boston is 6. Who you got, FIFO?
I got Boston in 7. I think that mentality that the Miami Heat bring, we see it in Game 1. And I think that to exact. I want to say what Ken just said. I said that like a week or so ago.
You're
Like,
taking
damn
your
near-
points, man.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I know I said something very similar to that. But Jason Tatum is an ascending superstar, and he's already gone through a lot of the playoff grind. You know what I'm saying? Having to play against Cleveland and LeBron and all of that stuff. So at this point, this is that jump. This is that jump. And Jimmy Butler is a good test. Jimmy Butler is a good final or stage boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to Jimmy and you got to get past Jimmy, and then you got to, get to the next level. But I like what Boston has. I think that talent-wise and even experience now, because you look at Miami, the guys that have experience, they have a lot of experience. But then the guys that don't got nothing, but they got the mentality, which is why I think they'll push it to 7. But I just think Boston got a little bit too much of everything. So I'm picking Boston 7.
Yeah, I got Boston in 7 as well. I think they're gonna be too much for them overall. But like I said, I've also said this is gonna be a dogfight, so that's why I'm picking Boston. Boston in 7. I think at the end of the day, they're gonna get through this series. It's gonna be a tough one though.
Who you got, Sheldon?
I got Boston in 6, but I would not be surprised if it's the Heat in 6. I think this series is gonna go 6 games, but I'm leaning towards Boston. I've changed probably about 4 times in the time that everybody else been talking in my head. But I think that both these teams bring something great to the fight, man. And it's a good fight. I just don't think it'll be 7 games. I think it'll be 6.
Manny?
Sitting here watching this game while y'all talk. I got Boston in 7. They were my finals pick before the bubble. When we got to the bubble, they were my finals pick. I just think it's Boston's time. I think FIFO mentioned it. This is the year now. No more excuses. No more Kyrie. No more. We were young in Game 7 and we ran into LeBron. This is the time. It's the time. I think if they lose this series, I don't think Stevens is in any trouble because I think he's a hell of a coach. But I think that the tide starts turning a little bit. I think you start seeing Stevens getting that Bud treatment, like, yo, this is a good coach, but can he really win a championship? Is he a guy that you trust to win a championship? So I think the tide starts to turn there when it comes to Brad Stevens. I mean, I know some people are already there with Brad Stevens, but I think it's a 7-game series. You could just tell by tonight. But I just think Boston has the best player on the court, arguably. But they have the best player on the court in Tatum. The X factor to me is going to be Kemba, man. I don't know what Kemba did. I missed much of that first game tonight, but I think Kemba's got it. Kemba, he doesn't have to be their best player. He has to be their closer because I don't think Tatum's there yet as a closer.
Yeah.
So I think Kemba has to be their closer. Kemba has
If-
to be that guy in the fourth quarter that takes the rock and like, yo, cardiac Kemba from Connecticut. Like,
Yes.
that's the guy that they need. That's their X factor. If he even plays halfway like that, I think this series, it might be Boston in 6, but I'm gonna go 7.
If you watch that last play when they got the dunk block, they were looking to go to Kemba. They were trying to get the ball to Kemba again, and I think that you're right about that. Kemba's the closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Boston in 7. I just think that with Kemba, I think he has all the skill sets to be the closer. I just think he's never been here before. I think it's more about and I know he's an older vet, but these are the games that he's always wanted to be, and he's finally there. And I feel like he's just still like getting his legs underneath him. That's why you see so much inconsistency with him throughout this bubble. Like, I feel like there's certain games where he goes off, and there's other games like, where the hell is Kemba at? So if he could show up, I think it's Boston in 5. If he just shows up that consistently, honestly, because Kemba's he's a 20 to 25 point player off rip. But I think it's going 7 because it's just Jimmy.
So your superstar don't make it, huh? Who just shot that ball? Who just shot that?
I was just thinking you was.
I thought that was Millsap. No, he just. Well,
Oh, no, you're right. No, it was Millsap. And Joker tried to get the rebound. My bad.
Yeah.
You gonna call out every little
He is. He is.
They trying to hold on, man. Like, this is that Clipper surge that they do to you.
Well, I'm not worried about this because the Clippers been up hella before, and I'm worried. Can they stay up in the
and
fourth?
they've changed their defense, so they're doubling a lot on Murray and Joker. So they're trying to let the others beat
Everybody
them,
else score.
which is a smart strategy.
Yeah, especially got Millsap.
Kawhi is on one right. Well, but you can't let Millsap beat you, Denver.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if Denver can close this halftime gap to
There
5
you go.
or less, they're gonna win the game.
I ain't gonna say all that.
There you go. Here go Murray.
That's cool. You don't have to.
I can't say it because I
Hey,
got the
look.
Clippers in the finals.
Hey, look. Look. The majority of the guys here, right? Like we used to have a dead end sports text thread before we converted it to. Y'all remember a couple years ago what I used to say with the Cavs? Cavs in 7. Hey, Ralph, you crazy? You this, you that. Cavs in 7.
You mean
Y'all
the
wanna
Golden
have
State series?
conversations?
You mean the Golden
He
State
reminds
series?
us of
He always
Annually.
remind us of his. He had to go all the way back to the Cavs. That's probably the last time he was right, wasn't it?
Annually.
No.
It never fails. You probably got the shit screenshotted.
You talking about Larry Nance?
I was right here when I said Denver's going to push it to 7. Everybody thought I was crazy. Denver's going to push it to 7. They got the talent.
Is that on tape?
Did you say Denver in 7? I don't think
I
you.
don't remember him saying that.
Clippers in 7. I picked the Clippers.
No, I mean
in
like,
7.
did you pick? I didn't know if you picked the series to go to
I don't
7.
remember him saying that.
Clippers in 7. Yeah, he said Clippers in 7.
Man, I know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna go back to
man.
I
that.
said Clippers in 6. So
I know what I be talking about, man.
All right, moving on to the NFL. Did everybody watch? I know B ain't watch.
NFL. No, I
I
didn't
saw
watch any
highlights.
games.
You saw highlights?
Yeah, I
stuff
saw
like
highlights. I think there was.
I know what happened.
Low mid was watching.
What happened? I ain't watch it though.
They started
I watched all the games. Great football this weekend for it to be a first week and no preseason. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I
no
agree.
OTAs, no preseason. Yeah, it was very entertaining to say the least.
Yeah.
So all right, we ain't gonna bury the lead with the NFL. We already know what everybody wanted to talk about. Is Joe Burrow a future Hall of Famer already? Let's just get
Oh,
it out the way. All right?
Get to the Pro Bowl
Let's talk about Joey B.
Golly, get to the Pro Bowl, my guy.
You know how I
Get to
talk
the-
about guy.
get,
You know what I'm
get to
saying?
the Pro Bowl, nigga. Go 8-8.
Damn.
He looked good.
He
though.
look good
No,
though.
he look good though.
Hey,
That's what y'all
Yeah,
telling
he
us.
did.
him and
He
AJ had a good connection, even though they was the
I
refs
thought
been
he
calling
only had-
bullshit.
I thought
Oh,
AJ only had
That
30.
was average at best.
he had a game winning touchdown. They called it back.
At best, average. That was you're playing against a Tyrod Taylor-led team, which is no offense whatsoever. He was average at best. I watched a lot of that game, and nah.
Average at best?
Average at best.
Ooh, that's a hell of a
Average at best. That's
I don't know about that. I don't know about average at best.
that was a up and down performance.
He's
You saw the
but he's a
interception.
young quarterback in his first game. Like I don't think
Yeah.
anybody expected him to go out there and throw. I mean, Nick out here making it sound like he was, he had a.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I say average. He was 23 for 36 for 193 yards. No touchdowns, one crazy interception. He didn't do nothing. And that was
nothing's a little strong. He did have a killer run for a touchdown. Like,
Yeah, that's
nothing's
what I'm
a little
saying.
strong.
that was a nice touchdown run. That touchdown run was nice. Other than that, the man did nothing. Because this Chargers team couldn't do anything.
He had him at the goal. He had him in the red zone with a game-winning touchdown that was called back on a. I'll be nice. Questionable at best. Offensive pass interference. So I think he played well. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback, so you're gonna have games like this. I wouldn't be surprised if next weekend or this weekend, this Thursday coming up, he goes out against the Browns and has a good game. Because you're gonna get uneven performances with young QBs. You're gonna have one game where they throw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then you're gonna have one game where they, have a QB rating of a 60. So you're just gonna have to take your lumps with a young QB, man.
How over under how many games before it takes him to get to 300 yards though?
I'll say about week 4.
It might be this week.
It could be. I just don't see it. Like I said, he got some good wide receivers, and I just didn't see him getting the ball. And once again, it's early. We didn't have a preseason. He's a young guy. He was voted captain though, which that speaks volumes. But we just got to see. I just didn't see it. I watched him play, and I didn't see no magic there. I didn't see him getting the ball up. Tyler Boyd.
4-point game. 4-point game with 38 seconds left.
There you go, FIFO.
Yeah, look, like I said, if Denver closes out the half less than 5 points down, I'm saying that they're winning. And the reason why is because the Clippers are a championship team. They're a championship contender. We saw them tighten up, and they put the lead out to 12. If Denver can stay within striking distance, tell you, they like them boys is really playing with house money. Damn, Jamal, that's how you feel? Hey, Denver gonna win. Yep. Denver gonna win this game, bro.
That should have been a blocking foul.
Denver gonna win this game. Watch.
Did they make this last? Yeah, they make this shot as a wrap.
There you go, Kawhi.
That was some horrible calls down the stretch.
Hey, Denver about to win this game.
Nah,
Slow
man.
down, slow
They,
down,
they,
slow down.
they
Nah, man.
survived the push by the Clippers.
Nah, man.
The
You know it's a
Clippers
game. Is that the only run they gonna have all
This
game?
third quarter is going to be key. This third quarter.
You got what I was watching was the Clippers came out. They pressed down on Denver. They tightened up their defense. They ran different schemes. They started doubling and shit. They had Denver like on their heels.
Whew, that's a nice
This
adjustment.
third quarter is going to be key because Denver's
Jamal got 25
came
too.
back. Now, Paul George got in foul trouble, and you know he had to go sit on the bench. But this is PG-13 is back. PG-13
This third
is
quarter.
back in this game.
This third quarter is going to be key because Denver's a lot like Golden State, where you just got to survive their avalanche because Denver could come out and just go on an avalanche for a whole entire quarter. So I think if Denver can do the same thing that they've done the last 3 games or the last 2 games before this, I think it
it's
might be
the other
Denver's
way
ball
around.
game.
I think they just got to survive. I felt Denver had to survive the Clippers avalanche, and you know get that game, get it within winning. And they've done that. So now it's adjustments, it's coaching, it's who's gonna make the plays down the stretch. Can Harold keep continuing to carry this team the way he has? So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Going back to the NFL, I don't know if y'all watched the highlights of that Bucks Saints game.
I did,
but
I watched the game.
I got it. Should Brady have retired last season?
Damn.
Slow down with
one
that.
game. I'm saying it early. I'm saying it early. I'm saying it early.
Come on, man.
I'm saying it early. I'm saying it early.
Hey, Nick, he looked that bad?
Bro, they got to his. He had a pick six.
No, wait, hold on. I'm not gonna let you do my
that's
guy
not
Brady
fair.
like that.
I'm just saying.
My God.
That's
You
not
just
fair.
called him your guy.
But
Your guy now.
But I have to because I gotta coddle him because you over here being mad disrespectful.
You
What are we
real
mad-
disrespectful.
Hey, Ken, what do you always used to tell me about Melo? Out the league and win.
Hey,
All right, then. So what you talking about disrespect? If you talking about future Hall of Famers?
Hey,
come on, man.
From my out with Melo, for years I've been saying the one place he could play is Portland. That was even before you came on.
I understand, but you always got an out for you. I'm doubling down on mine.
Because
10 toes on mine. Brady should have been out there. Brady should retire last year.
Because there's options in real life. And all I'm saying is with the Tom Brady Tampa Bay Bucks scenario, Tom Brady looked like there's a new team. He's playing for a new head coach. There's no OTAs and there's no preseason. There were glimpses of like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy. And then glimpses like, what the nobody, y'all was not seeing the same damn thing. It's gonna take this team between 4 to 6 weeks to look like the real team. Here's the thing: they're not gonna win the division.
Okay.
They're gonna be a wild card team, but it's all about how you finish the season and getting on that run. And this team, the way that they're constructed with that offense, they are going to go on a run at some point in time. And when they do it, they're gonna damn near be unstoppable.
What about their defense?
I agree with FIFO. I agree.
Their defense is good enough. It's not stellar, but Todd Bowles has made a tremendous turnaround, especially going from the last 3 or 4 weeks of last season. They were a dominant defense last year. I'm not saying they're going to be a dominant defense this year, but they're going to be good enough to hold down the fort. They're going to be good enough to allow that offense to win games, and they're going to be good enough to win a couple of games when they need to.
And you got to also factor in too. They didn't really have a preseason either.
How many new starters do they have? Look at how many new starters they have. I mean, I think I'm with you for 100%, man.
With no preseason and like you just mentioned, man.
All those new starters.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it early. That's why I'm saying it early.
You saying that about Brees too?
Brees look pretty old too now. You want to talk about Brady?
Brees older than Tom.
Yeah, you want to talk
He
about
really
Brady
did.
now?
I ain't say nothing.
And
Brees
I
won
ain't
the
even
game.
watched the game.
Brees won the game.
And Brees looked old just off the highlights.
Because Tom Brady had a couple throws where it's like, oh shit, I know you still had zip like that.
Yeah.
There was a couple throws. I'm like, well, damn, Tom, let it rip. Drew Brees got a water pistol now, dog.
He looked like Manning.
He do, dog. Like he ain't got this thing right here ain't got no juice left.
Hey, remember what I asked
And Michael
y'all in the
Thomas
chat?
is out for a couple weeks, so we gonna see what happens.
And he was held down to 3 catches. You talking about Mr. 155 catches? 3
Michael
catches.
Thomas.
Remember
Michael
what I asked
Thomas-
y'all in the chat? I asked y'all was Breeze done because he was stuck on 94 yards for a minute.
Oh yeah, you sure did.
I wasn't watching the game, so I just kept looking at the highlights. I was like, damn, is he not throwing the ball? What's going on?
I think
Third quarter.
So in y'all's opinion, who's gonna be done first, Breeze or Brady?
Breeze? Yeah,
I think with older quarterbacks, man, I think you can't evaluate older quarterbacks like you do Deshaun or you. My bad. I don't think you can evaluate older quarterbacks like Breeze and Brady like you do young quarterbacks like Mahomes and Deshaun. I think all you need from older quarterbacks is just keep me in the game. Close it out for me. Close it out for me. I think that Drew Brees Drew Brees is not the same guy he was 5 years ago, obviously. I'm not putting everything on him. I just want Drew Brees in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter to play well. Same thing with Brady. The Bucs need Brady to just be, manage the game well enough through three quarters, and in the fourth quarter, bring it home for me. You know what I'm saying? In those key drives. So I think
they're not gonna ask Brady. They ain't gonna ask him to throw 350 yards and
right, or ask him to throw it 45 times.
But the thing though about Bruce Arians, I'm not saying that like the onus is like Brady has to do that to win, but there's gonna be games where Brady's gonna throw for 300-400 yards just because of the nature of the offense.
Right.
Like Bruce Arians wants to put it downfield. He got 2 wide receivers, bro, that can go down there. Plus a plethora of tight ends. And look, people don't know this because everybody thinks Leonard Fournette is just I'm gonna run over you type of running back. The man had 60 some odd catches last season in Jacksonville.
And 5 rushes for 5 yards.
Who else was they throwing it to?
You said how many?
5 rushes for 5 yards yesterday. They can't win like that.
Oh no, of course not. Of course not.
He just got there.
Yeah, he just got there. He's getting ingratiated.
Literally just got there.
Huh? Leonard.
Literally just got there.
Literally just got there. So, like I said, give this team 4 to 6 weeks, bro. They're not going to win the division.
I think they're going to miss the playoffs. They're going to be 9. They're going to be the best record is going to is 9-7.
I mean, we know Carolina's going to win the division, but who's going to come in second? That's the question.
Carolina.
In the NFC South?
Yes,
Carolina. I think it's Tampa Bay. I don't think Carolina got it like that.
I think y'all sleeping on Carolina.
You are sleeping on Carolina.
Carolina's not winning that division.
I'm telling you.
Hey.
We look good.
Hey, Shelton. Tell them about Carolina, Shelton.
We lost, but we looked good yesterday. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought you.
Yeah, they lost. They
played the Raiders, right?
Weren't y'all up in that game too for most of that game?
It was back and forth. It was, man. A couple key plays. I was pleased watching the game. Put it that way. I expected it to be what it was. It's funny because let me tell y'all something about football yesterday. Most of those teams that I watch, I watch almost every game. Most of those teams look exactly like they did a year before. We talk about like Dallas, for example.
Yep.
Dallas looked
same old team.
That was the same team. It was this was like week 17. You know what I'm saying? It's game 17. It's the same thing. Same thing with the Panthers too. We're losing close games. Tampa Bay turnovers and losing. It's the same thing for a lot of these teams. So nothing's really different. And most of them are going to be what you expect them to be. And that's what I got to say. The Panthers are going to win the division. And that's that. The Falcons the same thing.
I was impressed with the Rams. I thought the Rams looked better.
Yep.
So Manny, do you think was that offensive pass interference call, was that good or bad?
Bullshit. I thought both of the calls, the big calls this past weekend were terrible. I thought the pass interference
AJ was weird.
The AJ one, but
that's for the game, bro. Like you can't call that shit for the game.
Man, that was. I think the one in the Rams game was more egregious. I thought that was just horrible.
He's straight
horrible call. That was a horrible call. If you're an official,
Ramsey sold it.
I gotta dock your paycheck. Like that was a terrible call. Like you can't.
It was hand fighting, bro.
You can't. That was clear as day. Flopping.
Green one was definitely more blatant than the Rams.
Yeah, the AJ Green one was more blatant.
Ramsey sold that shit. Bro.
Yeah, the AJ Green one was more blatant, but I still think they were both two bad calls.
I agree, Manny.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you who I thought looked the worst. The damn Browns, boy. What the hell is that? Baker's done, bro.
I was gonna say, bro, I got a question for you. Is Baker Mayfield the worst number 1 overall pick of the last decade? And I got the list right here.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me the
Starting
list.
from 2010. We got Sam Bradford. 2011, Cam Newton. 2012, Andrew Luck. 2013, Eric Fisher. 2014, Jadeveon Clowney. 2015,
Hey.
Jameis
I
Winston.
thought you just naming quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying number one. Yeah, there's number one picks.
Okay.
2014, Jadeveon Clowney. 2015, Jameis Winston. 2016, Jared Goff. 2017, Myles Garrett. And then we get to Baker Mayfield. Then we got Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he's the worst. Who's
Or Eric Fisher. Or Eric Fisher.
Yeah.
Who
It
is that
was-
dude?
That was a tackle. That was a tackle.
Yeah,
Is he
still in the league?
it would be
He
him.
was
to
drafted
me
by
if-
Kansas City. He was a
Yeah.
Pro
Go ahead,
Bowler.
Sheldon. Go ahead, Sheldon.
It would be him to me, and the reason why is Sam is I was gonna say Sam Bradford. The reason why it's Baker for me is because of the high expectations. Not only did he put it on himself, but everybody else put it on him around him. He was given the palace. You know what I'm saying? This dude got every wide receiver you could think of. He got a 1 and 1A. He had great tight ends all around him. This dude got a great offense around him. Yeah, he got a spotty line, but he got what 2 Pro Bowl running backs behind him. What more could you ask for? And he's done nothing with it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
The
If
problem
that dude
with
was the same skin tone as us, he'd be out on his ass right now. So they
problem with-
tripping. I'm tired of him getting passes.
facts. The problem with Baker Mayfield was he's the ultimate boomer bust prospect. But when you're boomer bust, you shouldn't go number one. Like I said it when I said it at the time. I'm like, Baker Mayfield is either going to make someone look really smart or really stupid. But that's a hell of a chance you're taking with the number one pick, and you better be right. And so far, they're not looking right. And he doesn't have the excuses, let's say, that a Sam Darnold does, that just has terrible coaching and just literally.
Nah. We ain't let man. Bro.
I'm not making excuses for Darnold because I'm already on the Trevor Lawrence countdown. So trust. But I'm just saying, if you put Sam Darnold in that situation and Baker Mayfield, at the very least, that team is a sneaky playoff team. They'll sneak in as a 6 seed. Like Baker Mayfield has done nothing. I mean, you put Baker Mayfield on the Jets. I mean, the Jets don't even win a game.
Worse. Yeah. Baker at this point, and I'm not a Sam Darnold guy, but I realized the reality of that situation with New York. He doesn't have weapons.
Nothing. He has nothing.
He doesn't have coaching. He don't have nothing.
Bro,
that's why you picked number one.
And Baker had coaching.
But Baker had
he had an
Adam
offensive line.
Gase?
No. But Baker had talent.
He had Freddie Kitchens.
I understand
Adam
that.
Gase.
But, no, wait, hold on. Who wanted Freddie Kitchens?
Time out.
No, wait. Who wanted?
You're making my point. You're making my point.
Baker, I'm asking you.
You're making my point because that's
Baker,
organization. That's a bad
No,
organization.
but that's Baker.
Hold on.
That's Baker as well.
Okay, but when did Baker win games?
His first
Never.
year.
His first 5 or 6 starts.
For the black man.
He had a better coach then, and he was able to win games. So Baker right now still, it looks like, don't have a coach.
But let's you know what? Like there's a balance of shit, right? And sometimes if you have a great head coach, you can overcome not so good talent. And sometimes when you got great talent, you can overcome not so great coaching.
But he has better talent now, but he doesn't have the coaching.
He's had amazing talent since day one.
He has
They had OBJ. They had
is the
Jarvis.
talent better now?
He didn't have OBJ day one.
Is the talent better now
He
than
just
it
had
was
Landry.
when he won?
Either way,
Is the talent better now or when he was winning those games?
it's
As a
better
rookie.
now.
All right.
So
What's the difference? He don't have a coach.
Look,
We can't say he's had better
Baker,
coaching.
what does Baker do good? Because
Accuracy.
hell no.
Commercials.
Thank you.
Pretty much.
Baker
Delivering
Mayfield.
his lines on the commercials.
Baker
That's about
Mayfield
the-
was a hell of a college quarterback.
You said what?
Baker Mayfield was a hell of a college quarterback that they thought was that rah, that chip on your shoulder, all that shit was going to translate over. Yeah, that bro, you can't bring up the I walked on twice when you were the number one pick. Like get over that. That chip on your shoulder, that shit don't work when you were the number one pick. So stop, please. Stop bringing up high school. Nigga, you the number one pick. What are you doing now? Like, so they thought that shit was going to translate over into the NFL, and it didn't. You know the problem with Baker Mayfield is he doesn't have Lincoln Riley. That's the problem.
100.
That's coaching.
No, Ken, you keep wanting to call coaching. You put who the short quarterback with Arizona right now?
Kyler Murray.
You put
Kyler Murray.
with the Browns. I don't give a damn who the coach is, bro.
Correct.
But you also,
I will say, coaching does
FIFA
matter. Coaching does
Ken,
matter with a young
But
quarterback.
FIFA, to your point, they got what's his name, Cliff Kingsbury, which
They
we all killed him at first, but it's looking
They
good
do.
now.
But here's the thing too.
Because it's players.
Kyler Murray has a whole bunch of talent around him.
Now,
he just
That's he just got Hopkins.
Look. Y'all ain't gonna motherfucking punk me. Y'all ain't gonna tell me. Y'all ain't not gonna tell me. You swap out that damn quarterback up there in Cleveland, and they're not a better team, dog.
I am going to
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
am going to tell you.
You give me any other start. No, I'm not gonna say any other. You give me out of 30 teams, give me the top 23 quarterbacks. I'll take over Baker.
You take Dwayne Haskins over Baker?
That's about the same thing.
That's why I said 23. I had to count.
I'll take Haskins. I'll take Haskins.
He said, now, is it top 10 now? You'll take the top 10 quarterbacks?
No. I'll take the top 23 quarterbacks over Baker. Now, look, here's the thing.
Forget the top 10. Forget the top 10. I'm gonna give you some names. Would you take Dwayne Haskins? You said no, right? Or you said it's about the same.
I would,
Okay.
but I wouldn't argue if you wanted him though. Either though.
Would you take Ryan Fitzpatrick?
We're talking about you.
Would you take Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I wouldn't take Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. I wouldn't take Fitzpatrick. No.
Long term, I wouldn't take Ryan Fitzpatrick, but for this season, I would take Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's Fitzmagic for 1 year.
Josh Allen. Would you take Josh Allen over Baker Mayfield? I think you would, right?
Yes. I
Yes.
would.
Stafford. I think you would, right?
Yeah, I would too.
Trubisky. Would you take Trubisky over Baker Mayfield?
I would take a trash can before I took Trubisky.
I would take Trubisky over Baker Mayfield.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Trubisky to me is the worst in the league, but that's another
Worse than the league?
Another conversation for another day. Give me another name, Manny.
Another name. Would you take Gardner Minshew?
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Gardner
Minshew is
Did
nice.
you see the game yesterday?
Gardner Minshew is nice. I kept telling Kat, I loved Gardner Minshew. I watched him up here in Washington State, and I kept watching games with his. And I was like, yo, I like this little dude. And then I was like,
so that's your guy? That's your guy, Manny?
I like Gardner Minshew, bro.
play,
I
man.
think he can play.
Right.
He can play. I didn't think he was going to be a Pro Bowler now, but
Yeah,
I thought
but he
Gardner.
can play.
I thought he could be like a Ryan Fitzpatrick, where he could start, win you some games.
So give me another name, Manny. Let's keep going.
Man. Oh God.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
100%.
We discussed that. Damn. Obviously, Big Ben, you wouldn't take. No, that's
Teddy
not
Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy, yes.
I would.
I would definitely take Teddy.
Kirk Cousins.
I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater.
Daniel
guy.
Jones?
I would
Danny
take Kirk
Dimes?
Cousins too.
Kirk Cousins.
I would take Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Daniel Jones. Daniel
I
Jones.
would. Yep.
Carson Wentz.
He's from Duke. Man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Carson Wentz, no.
Derek Carr.
Ooh. Yes.
Ryan
Drew
Tannehill.
Way better.
Drew
arms.
Lock.
Huh?
Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill? Yes. With that roster, hell yeah.
Drew Lock.
Questionable, but I would take him.
Sam Darnold.
I would definitely take him.
I'm going through the divisions.
I mean, you're proving people's point. It's a wrap for Baker this year, unless they have a hell of, I know it's week 1, unless they have a hell of a run and win 5 of the next 7.
Hey, they need to go get them Trey Lance or Justin Fields, bro. Real talk.
Would you take if I offered you right now Jameis Winston for the next 15 games or Baker? Would you take Jameis Winston?
Jameis. Give me Jameis all day. Look, you know what? Because look, Baker's not going to throw for 30 touchdowns, and Baker's not going to throw for 5,000 yards ever in his career. He's not going to do it.
Oh, they got the lead. 62-61.
Yeah, they got
What
the
I
lead.
say?
Is the game over?
Oh, come on, man.
It ain't over. And don't say what I say until it's over.
Hey,
Till it's
but
over.
some butts about to get tight.
Ken, what is the game of? It's a game of what? It's a game of what?
Runs.
All right, and this is they run.
But the Clippers
That's their
had
runs.
theirs.
It's they run. I know the Clippers had theirs, and the Denver was bound to have theirs.
I will.
Fine.
I
And I
will-
agree with that. All I'm saying is that pressure.
Hey, let me ask y'all
Like the
something about
singer, you
football.
remember the
Though.
singer Pressure B? Pressure. That's what it's gonna be. We're gonna
Pressure
keep
bust
that
pipes.
Because here's the
Hey,
thing.
so out of the games this weekend, which team impressed y'all the most out of the games that you saw?
Seattle.
Steelers.
Seattle.
Steelers.
And I'm gonna tell you why Seattle. It feels like Pete Carroll said, okay, Russ, let's, you do you. We're not gonna run the ball 50 times.
That's one game though.
And we're gonna follow your lead now. And that defense, they was flying all over the damn place. Russell Wilson was 31 out of 35 for 322 and 4 touchdowns. Bro. And he's arguably the best quarterback in the league. We've seen him do it with a limited offense. It just seems like they're opening it up for him. And
Let's hope.
Let's hope. It's 1 week. But if they have done that, I like Seattle.
For me, Seattle was a good pick. I don't know. I like what I saw from the Rams. It could have been more Cowboys than about the Rams, but I like what I saw about the Rams. I feel like there's more. I don't know. This year, I think a lot of the problems with the Rams last year, besides injuries, were I think they had the Super Bowl hangover. I think this year they're a year removed from the Super Bowl. I think Goff is a weird player to evaluate. Some games you love him, some games you don't like him. He's weird, but when Goff, the thing I say about Goff is when the situation is perfect around Goff, you can win with Goff. It's just when things break down and you need Goff to take you home, that's the problem. But I think the Rams look good. I think their defense looks much improved. Their O-line is still good. I think they're doing it running back by committee this year, so that works a little bit better instead of having to rely necessarily on Todd Gurley. We all know that's a dangerous proposition with his health. So I thought the Rams looked good. I had another team in my head, but I forgot. My bad.
I would say mine's is Buffalo. I was impressed by them. I was impressed by them just for the fact that this is their year to take the East. That someone has to win the division, someone has to be the king.
The Patriots.
And they look like they're the ones that.
Yeah, the Patriots ain't letting that go, bro.
I was not impressed with Buffalo.
Look. And not to shit on Buffalo, because I like Buffalo. I was considering them in Madden and everything.
Yeah.
But when you have a brand new quarterback, and that quarterback, his name is Cam Newton, and you go out there, you have 0 penalties.
Who do they play?
I understand that. But look at all of these teams that have new big time players, coaching change, roster turnover, all of this type of stuff. But they look messy. Them motherfuckers look like Cam been there for some years.
But I'm not impressed because it's Belichick. I've seen Belichick work with quarterbacks, bro. So like when you ask who I'm most impressed with, I'm impressed with Buffalo being that dominant and being like, we gonna take this East this year. Brady's gone.
Honestly,
we ready to take it.
I feel you, Nick. I obviously, as you know, I mercilessly watched that whole game. I was not impressed with Buffalo. I thought if the Jets had anybody, the Jets could have basically reincarnated Dan Shula and put him on the sidelines. If they had any semblance of a coaching, the Jets could have won that game. So I wasn't that impressed with Buffalo, honestly. I remember the team that I was impressed with, the Steelers. Ben, for being out a year, he looked really good. He looked a little rusty early, but I thought I think he settled down as the game wore on. I think if he stays healthy, if they keep him upright, and with that defense, man, the Steelers could do something. I still worry about that offense.
That offense don't look too good.
I think they're young. That's the problem with that offense. So I think their offense is where their defense was just a couple years ago, where they just had a lot of young players that needed to develop. I think that's the same thing with the Steelers offense, but they have some guys that can blow up this year, like Claypool, the big wide receiver from Notre Dame. I think that dude is going to be a monster. James Washington, I think that dude's going to be a monster too. So the Steelers have a making of an offense. They're not there right now, but they might be there week 8, week 9, week 10. But that defense is legit, though.
Yeah, that defense is legit.
I was really impressed with Arizona, man. I watched Arizona play San Francisco, and the way Kyler Murray commanded that offense and moved the ball, against that San Francisco defense is stingy, man. And he made it look easy. And he got the ball around to the places where it needed to be. You got a vet like Larry Fitzgerald. You got a dominant player like what's his name? Wide receiver.
Oh, not TJ Watt. Damn, who am I thinking about?
Isaiah
Hopkins. Yeah, I'm tripping.
My bad. And, I don't even know what I said, TJ Watt. I thought you were still talking about the Steelers.
Yeah, but and then you got Christian Kirk, the other wide receiver. Man, they got some weapons out there. And Kenyon Drake
is
ball.
Andy is
and Larry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they got, they got pieces, man. So they gonna be scary. I just think that team's gonna be scary. Another interesting fact, real quick, that I saw was that this was the first time in history that 10 black quarterbacks have started the first game of the season, and they went 7-3. By the way, 7-3 in one game. Two of them played back, against each other. So of course, both couldn't win. So 7-3 was impressive, and I think there's 4 minority coaches or 5. I think they went 4-1 in the minority coaching rank. So shout out to our people on yesterday's game.
Hey Manny, since you on the West Coast, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Should San Francisco try to trade for a QB during this season?
San Francisco, man. Jimmy Garoppolo. Nah, he did take him to the Super Bowl. He did fuck up the Super Bowl, but he did take him to the Super Bowl. Nah, I don't think they should trade for it. I think they're all in on Garoppolo, man. I don't love their offense though. Like, I've even said that last year. Like, I don't know. I just watched that team. Who's outside of Kittle, who's the second best player on that offense?
Debo?
If he's healthy, but
Mostert's one of those running backs.
Mostert,
nah,
he's nice, but it's running back by committee.
Whichever back, those are some good.
And that zone blocking scheme helps a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't love their. You know what they remind me? They remind me of Seattle those years that like I didn't love their offense. Like when it was just Doug Baldwin and a cast of characters. It was just like it was beast mode, and then it was just like a bunch of cast of characters. Russell Wilson was still young. Like I just don't love that offense, and I think the problem with them is when you put pressure on that offense to try to score. I don't know. I don't really feel that offense, but they got a good coach. They got a great defense. Their offensive line is. I think San Francisco gonna be all right.
Hey Ken,
damn 73-65.
Ken, your guy just hit a wide open 3, man. So
I know, man. Hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Hey, man, we gotta celebrate Black greatness when it happens.
That nigga hate.
Hey, I don't know if y'all saw it, but Doc was just almost on the court yelling at them like to get up and play. So Doc is doing everything he can do, man. These boys just got to play. And they.
Hey Nick, is Danny Dimes still the guy?
Danny Dimes is definitely still the guy. Have you seen that offensive line?
He's a turnover machine, bro.
You can't
He's
go.
a turnover machine, bro.
Bro, it's
Danny
against the
Dimes,
Steelers.
The white Jameis Winston.
It was the Steelers front 7 is that they'll do that to anybody, in my opinion. Like you can't, especially when you have a shitty offensive line. Barkley couldn't even get. He didn't even get 20 yards.
Saquon had 6 yards.
Just for 6 yards.
6 yards. So Nick, I agree with you on that. If Saquon only had 6 yards rushing, man, ain't nothing you can do. What can you do with that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I like what I saw as far as his poise. He fucked up. It was decision making where he fucked up as far as that stupid lob that he threw when he didn't need to when they were in the red zone. That could have been at least 3 points. You know what I mean?
That's my biggest question mark with him is his decision making.
He got better though. You saw how he was trying to. He's gotten better with the fumbling as far as like ball security. I've seen him like, all right, he's really trying to protect the ball this year. But yeah, as far as the interceptions, I mean, the one that early to TJ Watt was kind of like that was a timing thing. You could tell. Again, these are young QBs who don't have preseason. Like it's his second year, so
yeah.
I like what I saw, but obviously there's a lot of room for improvement.
I got a question for B.
I'm about to ask y'all, how do y'all think Cam Newton look?
He looked good. He looked like regular Cam, to be honest.
I don't like him running a lot. Like
another
I was
3,
surprised
Ken.
about that.
Another 3, Ken.
Now, what you about to ask me, Manny? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you who gets fired first, Patricia or Adam Gase?
Patricia.
Brian Flores because he black.
Well, but besides that,
since he's been our head coach, he's been 9-23-1.
All these
That's his total record.
That's his whole record. 9-23-1.
All these motherfuckers think they Belichick. They ain't got the rings.
Right. They ain't right. Exactly. You're gonna fire someone in 4 seasons that had a winning record and 2 playoff appearances in them 4 seasons. You fire him for what we got right now.
Hey, but he has a pencil in his ear, and he has a cool
Right,
beard, and he has a
and he came from Belichick.
physical. He has a
Yeah.
automations engineering degree,
and he's
or
from the
whatever the fuck.
Belichick tree. Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna bring a winning culture into the Lions. Oh, he's gonna do all this because he's from the Belichick tree. Get the hell out of here, man.
You know what the problem with the Belichick tree is?
It
Everybody
sucks.
think they Belichick.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
you're not.
You're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep, that's a great point.
The
Yep,
Lions
everybody.
go Lions. The Lions gonna do Lion things. So it's just like, when my folks call me about the game, sounding depressed, I was just like, why y'all stressing? It's the Lions. They gonna do Lion things, man. So until they show me otherwise, I think it's probably time for them to blow it up, man. I think that Matthew Stafford, that experiment is just over. You just got to just build. It's time to build from the ground up now. At this point, in my opinion,
That was PG.
Yeah, that was PG. That's probably the only bucket he'll hit.
It took they had to swing the ball around 3 times down there.
Nice.
Ooh, ball movement. Somebody had to take the shot too. You can't.
Let's
just
see
keep
what the
passing
Clippers are made of, man. Let's see what the Clippers. All that shit they talk. Let's see what the Clippers are made of.
Hey, there's a lot of time left.
Oh yeah. Plenty of time left.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Let's see if the Clippers. This is where your money. This is where you make your money now.
But
all that
Denver's
shit the
loose
Clippers
now.
talk.
Denver's
all that
loo-
shit the
Denver's
Clippers talk.
loose. They like it. They just look a little loose on the court. But I think
they're playing with house money. Pretty much.
So what Doc did was he had to put Lou and Montrez back in the game because he had to put Reggie Jackson in.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to put.
That's why they lose. That's why they losing and shit.
So we had to put Lou and Montrez back in the game. They're
I hate
probably
Reggie
going to play
Jackson,
all the
man.
way.
They got to.
Yeah, they're gonna probably and
It's
that's
game
why,
7.
Yeah, so that's why they started to move a little bit more and get a little bit more offensive rhythm. So
Back to the NFL. Anything else that stuck out to y'all?
Aaron Rodgers looked really good.
I mean, that goes without saying, man. That's A-Rod, man. That's the
yeah,
guard
but nah,
right
the
there.
last
Come on,
few,
man.
his performance last week or like this past Sunday was the best performance he had since 2016.
His best opening performance. It was the most yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, and his 4th highest rated passer rating in an opening game.
Yeah,
His accuracy is just it's like the throws he makes and just the tight windows, man. It's just it's crazy, man.
Ridiculous. I definitely, to me, Patrick Mahomes looked different. And that's scary because we definitely knew him as a gunslinger.
Mm-hmm.
But that first game against the Titans, it was just like I'm gonna just cut you up.
Yeah.
Or I said the Titans, I meant the Texans.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm gonna just cut you up, and it's like, yeah, I could take the big play, but I'm gonna just take this, and we're just gonna win the game methodically.
And that's why I don't. This is only week 1, but I don't think the Chiefs will have that Super Bowl hangover like most teams will, because they switched their offense up a little bit. They ran the ball a lot.
They're gonna. Let's be honest, guys. If they stay healthy, they're gonna waltz to a Super Bowl.
Well, no. I think the Ravens. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Salty. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. We sleeping on Baltimore though, because they look pretty good, man, on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. No. The Ravens will be the one team I think that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But this is the enigma, right? Like all the great teams force you to do something. With Baltimore, it's are we gonna crowd the box? Are we gonna spy Lamar? And then Lamar, like with that offense, the run pass option, all of that, with all of these tight ends, Mark Andrews looked amazing. He had hella one-hand catches and shit like that. You can't stop it, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna play coverage. He's gonna run. What are you gonna do with Kansas City now with that run game? What are you gonna do? You gonna crowd the box and leave the cheetah out there one-on-one? You gonna leave McCole Harmon one-on-one? You gonna leave Sammy Watkins one-on-one? You gonna leave Travis Kelce one-on-one?
Especially when the rookie was like he had over 100 yards and like a tub and some
And here's the thing, back at LSU, he was a catching running back. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even catch nothing yet, so they haven't even thrown that wrinkle into the.
It's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah, it's unfair. If I'm a defensive coordinator, bro, you got to pay me an extra bonus to game plan against them because it ain't nothing you can do.
Kansas, this is their time. They should win at least 3 Super Bowls. This is their time.
And
I think going forward, I was gonna say going forward is gonna be hard to keep all these motherfuckers, especially with that Mahomes contract.
Mm-hmm.
They shored up. I think Tyreek Hill got one. This may be his last year on that little deal. He'll be smart to take a pay cut. But
He ain't gonna go nowhere.
yeah,
Nah,
they
he
already
ain't
got
taking a
Travis
pay cut.
Kelce locked up, so the rest is just rookies for the most part. Sammy Watkins ain't really.
They put Kawhi on the joke.
They had Paul,
desperate.
they had Paul George on him in the last game. It didn't work out.
Can't do nothing with him.
They desperate. You putting quad on.
He can't
They
guard
they
him.
need to save his fouls also because he's been like one of the best offensive players.
Good rotation. Gotta make that shot. You want to win the game.
Michael Green, man, he good for like 2 threes and then he done. He got it. It's just third quarter.
It's the way they playing.
Yeah,
What did y'all think of the fans booing in Kansas City opening night?
That it was never about the flag from the get go. Never.
We knew
ever
that.
about
We
the
knew
flag.
that. We knew that.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
just proven. It was just
exactly.
proven that it was never about the flag. That's all. That's what I think about it. Like once I heard about that, once I heard about it, and then when I saw it, the clip of it, yeah. I mean, at this point, we all know, and that solidified that it was never about the flag.
yeah, he did stick his foot out.
Trez and Lou, man, their energy, them once they got back in the game,
It
stepped up.
hypes him
It's
up.
helping, yeah, it's calming things down. They're gonna have to ride it out.
Where's MPJ?
He probably not gonna play Game 7, bro.
No, he's gonna play in the fourth.
Real quick shout out to the Dead End Sports Reddit thread. Kill DYLX07. He's been I guess I don't know whoever this person is wants to track our picks as far as the NFL. I got a few games for y'all to pick, just like 4 of them.
We ain't even do a pre-show,
We ain't
pre NFL thing.
We ain't do nothing. So I'm just gonna do games of the week since we started late.
Cool.
I got 3 games. The first one, we talk about black quarterbacks. We're gonna see the best 2 one MVP and one always in the race for MVP. New England versus Seattle. Who y'all got?
Seattle.
New England, Seattle.
Yeah.
That's Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle.
20.
Seattle.
Yeah,
28,
Seattle.
20.
I'm gonna go with Cam. It's Belichick.
Why are you being disrespectful to yourself?
What do you mean?
Man, look at the rosters, man.
I get you, but we've seen Belichick beat better teams before.
But look, here's you can't. There's certain guys you just can't necessarily scheme for or outthink. Russell Wilson's one of those guys.
I'm not saying Russell Wilson ain't gonna do his thing.
But then if it comes down to points, Seattle's gonna score more than New England, in my opinion. They got more.
They got more, but shit, so did Atlanta.
You can't trust
I'm just
Georgia
saying.
team. None of them.
Who you got, Ken?
Seattle.
All right, the next one. Hey, Sheldon, this was you. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Who you got?
Carolina. That's easy.
I got Tampa Bay. Carolina's defense isn't that. This is gonna be a practice game for them.
Come on, man.
Carolina.
I'm going with Carolina.
I got
I'll
Tampa.
go with Carolina too.
I got Tampa. I think Brady gonna be pissed off that game.
Yep.
He's gonna watch that film and he's gonna miss all the throws. He's seen all the throws he missed. That bad interception. I think Brady.
Oh, that's disrespectful. Hey, Malone, replay that, bro. That's not no foul, dog.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, it
now.
is.
Look at
Definitely
it.
a foul.
That's not no foul. Where's the foul?
You'll
Where's
see
the
it.
foul?
You'll see it pushing.
Arm.
Pushing the
Look,
back.
you'll
Pushing
see
the
it.
back.
You'll see it.
Bro, that matters for Harold. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that offensively talented.
Okay.
It's game 7.
Definitely a foul.
Yeah, I think Brady's gonna throw another. I think he's on a pick 6 run. So I think he's in a given mood.
Nigga Nick, man.
I'm expecting another pick 6 in Carolina.
Nigga Nick.
About 10 minute mark. Yep.
Brother, you see how he built? You can't have that white man out there like that. The last one I got Atlanta at Dallas.
That's definitely Dallas.
I got Dallas. Dallas should have won that game last Sunday. And I think they're gonna.
They
Is it at
took
home?
away Dak's game-winning drive. I was pissed.
Is it on the road or
It's Dallas is at home.
Dallas at home? Yeah, Dallas.
Mhm.
Dallas is who we thought they were.
And Dallas is gonna have fans in the building too. I think they're the only team.
Dallas
Them and
gonna be
Kansas City and a
packed.
couple others. Yeah, yeah. Dallas all the way.
Dallas and who? Atlanta?
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
I'm going with the black quarterback, the one who should get paid. Going with Dallas.
Oh, look at your guy. Your guy.
Look at Millsap. Hey, but Jokic has 4 fouls, man.
Oh, that's why they took him out. That's what it was.
That-
Well, no, it's also the end of the quarter too.
Yeah, but if they
But yeah,
would've-
if you got another one too,
No,
if you
no,
would
of
have
course,
taken
of
him out
course.
earlier.
because
yeah.
that's what I would think. That's their strategy. Let's just go at Jokic.
Yep, it is. It is. Montreal's going to try to use his speed and quickness to
Mhm.
attack Jokic.
Mhm.
Lack thereof.
Well, get that
Jokic
boy
got to
out
be
of the
smart.
game.
Jokic got to be smart.
And Malone's
Jokic
going
gotta
to
be
have to
smart.
figure out a way, even though they may just pick and roll until they get the matchup they want, but he's going to have to figure that out because I don't even know how many fouls Harold got.
I would probably play a little zone to protect
Yeah.
a little bit here and
Yeah.
there, just spot zone. You know what I'm saying? Keep him out of those pick and roll situations.
Yeah, Harold only has 1 foul, and he's stayed in foul trouble. So I don't know.
He about to get 4 of them right in one quarter.
This feels like the refs trying to do something here. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Come on,
Jokic
man.
in foul trouble and Harold not. I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
It should be. I feel you can. It should be a little bit more
They
evenly
want that.
distributed.
They want that. We'll see, but they want that Clippers LA.
We all want
Like,
that
I mean,
Clippers
of course
LA.
they do.
That's
Like,
everybody
and
want to
man,
see
they
that.
do.
Are
So
y'all
does the
watching?
NBA.
He fouled a man.
They about to steal this game from.
They're
from them.
glad the Lakers are in it, so they know they can at least survive as long as they have one LA team. But I mean, if this was Denver versus Portland in the conference finals, oh my God, they know.
That would be
Yeah.
kind of exciting though.
They about
Dame
to
steal
Lillard-
this.
From a
Wow.
basketball perspective, I'm talking
Yeah.
about from a markets and
I got you, I
getting
got you.
teams and fan bases. Yeah.
So, Manny,
What's
I
up?
mean, you said you had some things you wanted to get off your chest, man, about your Jets.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the floor to you, bro.
Oh my God, man. Jets. Where do I start?
It's what you
Where do I
get, bro.
start?
JTS, yes.
Where do I start, man? Jesus.
You ain't got to be an
Like,
asshole.
I
Shelby.
just YouTube, y'all help me out, man. Dead end sports listeners, man. Y'all help me out, man. What should I do, man? It's been 24 years of the same shit, man. It's just like literally, you get excited, you hire a new coach, they stink. You bring in another coach, they stink. New regime, they stink. It just keeps over and over and over and over. Let's see what the countdown is now. 1968. We are at this year in 2021 will make 53 years since the last Super Bowl.
Just do like
53.
Washington, man. Do like Washington
It's-
and get rid of your mascot. Change the colors.
What's the most offensive thing about it is, bro? Like, if it was a situation where we actually had talent around us and we were just underachieving, that'd be one thing. But it is criminal that this franchise has Sam Darnold, whatever you may think about Sam Darnold, but a young quarterback, and the best receiver you've given him is Le'Veon Bell. Literally, Le'Veon Bell. Drew Lock has Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Jake Butt, Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay. I'm just using Drew Lock.
Hey, hold up though, Manny. Robbie Anderson had 5 catches for 110 yards yesterday in the test.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that. But we replaced him with the immortal Brashad Perryman. Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Oh my God. We traded our best player. Literally traded our best player. But we got picks. Do y'all know in the same draft, I think it was the 2016 draft, in the 3rd round, they drafted Ardarius Stewart from Alabama. In that same draft, like 5 picks later, Chris Godwin went to Tampa. And then I think a few picks later, I forgot who the other big time receiver, Kenny Galladay, went like 80th to Detroit. That should just tell you everything that you need to know about the Jets, man. Seriously. Le'Veon, their best offensive player, gets hurt. So he's now on IR for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. I just don't know what Adam Gase, like, honestly, I applaud the man because it takes talent to be that inept as a coach. Like literally, it like dead ass, like it takes that much talent to be that inept as a coach. this team let Josh Allen, who can't throw, who literally cannot throw, has a good arm, but literally doesn't know where the football is going. Like, I'm convinced he just throws the ball and just doesn't know. He just wishes and prays that it goes into the right receiver, right? He let that man go for 350 yards passing. Oh my God, man. I'm done, man. You know what? I don't even have the energy, bro. Like, I don't even have the energy to even discuss this franchise, bro. Because what's the point? Our owner is in England somewhere, you know, whining and dying, and also baby touching women too, by the way, while he's over there. His brother is inept. His brother is completely inept. The GM, I like Joe Douglas. He comes from that Ozzie Newsome, from Philly, and an Ozzie Newsome tree, I think. So he's got potential. I support what he's doing, but damn, man. Oh my God, Allen Robinson's available. Why haven't they made a trade for Allen Robinson yet? It is beyond me. When they need wide receivers this week, their best receiver, Sam Darnold's best receiver this week, might be Chris Hogan.
Not Crowder.
Oh, wow.
Well, besides
crazy.
Crowder.
Oh, Crowder. Yeah, I forgot about Crowder.
Besides Crowder.
Good game.
It's Chris Hogan.
Well,
Dog. I'm sick, bro. I'm sick, bro.
Kept Todd Bowles.
Honestly, I mean, Bowles was trash anyway. Don't go that far. But honestly, like, if I had to choose, it's like the 2020 election. If I had to choose between Biden and Trump, if I had to choose between Gase and Bowles, give me Bowles. Give me Bowles, because Adam Gase is so inept, bro. Like, no adjustments, literally no adjustments. Like, the team hates him. Like, I've never seen a coach, maybe since Rich Kotite, I've never seen a coach where you can honestly actively see the team just literally doesn't give a fuck about what this man is talking about. Like, just has no emotion whatsoever when this man speaks in the locker room, probably. So, yeah, man, I don't even know what else to say, bro. Like, if you're a Jets fan and you listening and watching, bro, like, let me know. What should I find a new team? That's what I should.
Yeah.
Should I find a new team?
Bro, you might have to be a Bills fan if you want to stay in the New York area.
Oh my God, bro. Jesus Christ.
Open
They've killed Sam. He killed Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's done, bro. I think it's mentally. I don't even think it's talent-wise. I think they just mentally have beaten this kid to the ground.
I think Sam Darnold could have a Ryan Tannehill career where, like, it's not the team that.
Yeah, he's going to go somewhere else. He's going to go somewhere else. He's going to go somewhere else. That is the perfect example. He's going to go somewhere else and flourish because they're just going to kill him.
To be honest, if he got traded to San Francisco and they got off Jimmy G, that would be a nice look. Kyle Shanahan can bring some confidence out of you.
I tweeted that the Jets should just the Trevor Lawrence watch has started. But honestly, what is even Trevor Lawrence going to do if the dark cloud over the Jets is still the same? What is Trevor Lawrence going to do? You know what I mean? Shit, man. Hey, at least the Mets got a new owner.
And you know what, Manny? That's the reason why, to me, a lot of these bad teams, they have to have some level of direction. And when you have a young quarterback, I'm not going to say he's, potentially I think he's potentially a franchise quarterback. You got to look at what you have around and start getting rid of some of the talent. And specifically, I mean, that defense. Yeah. So, like CJ Mosley, you got to trade him, get picks, get younger. If you look at the blueprint of what Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins have done, I can't remember the GM, but he's also black as well. So shout out to him. They were able. What did I say? We might have
to cut this show early
because you don't want to listen to always right FIFO, always right playoff FIFO.
The game ain't over yet.
What it is though. It is what it is.
The game ain't over yet.
That's cool. You're gonna learn, Nick. You're gonna learn.
We might have to
make them in 7 anyway too.
But we might have to cut DAS early, dog.
How you gonna change them in game 7?
Change up because it's game 7. I've been saying that.
We might have to cut DAS
You
early.
really said if they up by 5 or if they cut it in 5 by before the half, they're gonna win. So, but your original pick was Clippers in 7. So does that not change it up?
Before the game started, what did I tell you back there?
You switching up. You said switching up.
I
your
said
pick.
Denver was gonna win. Before the series started, obviously everybody's gonna pick the Clippers. And in my evaluation, of course, the Clippers should win. But as the series progressed, I'm like, well hey, look, Denver's playing hey. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Look,
right,
I
Nick,
can
it's not
just
over
tell you. I can just tell you what my eyes see.
Getting those Twitter fingers
That
ready.
lets you know you're not
never
right.
gonna-
Like you
we are
switching up
never-
means you're not right. That means you're originally wrong, and you just now seen that you seen the light.
Hey, fellas, we might have to end this show early, dog. We might have to end the show early because this.
I know.
Hey, Manny, I'll say what they said in the chat. Hold on, let me grab the person. I don't know if you saw it.
I ain't see
They
it.
said you guys need to bring back Geno Smith, brother.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that'll do it.
Big John Boatwright said, bring back Geno.
Broken
They
jaw
need to.
Geno.
All I say is if it's come down to broke jaw Geno, then I have no hope. Then I literally
Look,
have no hope.
Like
man.
the Dolphins, y'all got to move off of the CJ Mosleys and guys like that and just
True.
accumulate draft picks.
No, I think if this season falls apart, I think it's going to be a complete fire sale. Like I could see Le'Veon going, I could see CJ Mosley, I could see everybody just be open for business. Honestly, tank. They have 2 first-round picks. Whatever their pick is going to be, plus the Seattle pick. The Seattle pick's not going to be that high because we expect Seattle to be a good team.
Man, you said they should tank. I thought that's what they already been doing.
They should tank on purpose. They should tank on purpose.
They may win some games.
They should tank on purpose, man.
Think about it. They
it.
got to trade Le'Veon. They got to trade everything that's worth something.
I agree. I agree. I think that team is just. I mean, if you just pull up their roster. Like, is there a player on that roster outside of Le'Veon and maybe Darnold, that you would draft with the first round pick?
Whoa.
Dang, man. Let me look at this roster.
Man, nutter.
You don't even need to, Sheldon. We'll say your time. Nope.
Johnny thinks.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Quinnen Williams is a bust. How are we the only team that ends up with the bad Alabama players? Please answer that.
Don't say that. The Bengals drafted Drake Kilpatrick, bro.
Well, besides Drake Kilpatrick, man. God damn, bro. Like we always get the terrible Alabama players, man. Literally. Ardarius Stewart.
Call Quinnen a bust, man. Now, how you gonna call him a bust? But Sam Donald is not.
He's a.
Why? So Sam Donald's a bust then?
Nah. I mean, okay, it's too soon. It's too soon to call Quinnen a bust. But let's just put it this way: he on the highway to it. Let's just call it that way.
Well, all right, man. We got a jet.
Yes, wait for that shit.
All right, touche.
Man, how is Nick laughing at you though when they ain't won nothing nowhere in Cincinnati?
Man, listen.
Hey, we had Doug Heffernan kick a field goal for us. It's I've been used to this.
We beat y'all asses in the playoffs a couple times, so I'm good.
Hey, Frank Gore is the best player on that team. He's starting this week at running back.
And he's 90.
Fuck. All right, well, let's go watch and see if people right. We gotta wait.
We will never hit the end of this. 10 years from now.
Oh,
what did I
man.
tell y'all 10 years ago? It's
I'm about to talk cash shit on Twitter, boy. Oh yes. Be prepared.
Look at playoff P. 31 minutes, 10 points.
It's a long way to go. He could get hot.
30% from the what is he in closeout games, B? Less than 30%. Get that man out of here.
It's a 13-point game.
He owed back pay to all of them teams that gave him contracts.
It's 8 minutes left, bro.
8 minutes left, but we'll see.
Uh-oh.
Nice rip.
Yeah, he is.
Nice recovery. They got back.
Playoff P.
Back.
Oh, he missed it. Another 3.
See there it go.
If playoff P.
Never mind. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us, man. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Man. Hey, make sure y'all tell somebody to join us next week. Thank you.
Oh, damn.
Hey, BL said FIFO predicted the Knicks will go into the finals in '94. That is true. That's FIFO.